a bedroom pempen, so the people will invest in baller. There will be competition in the system. People will now be giving better prices for buying baller. The party that thinks of Ghanaians, not Ghana phobia. NPP, they think about people who make money. And so I go to the South Africa.
This is Boadu TV. Truth and integrity.
Obi bien anoka se garage na obu ofuno. Bema wo use ni be use no hwo ahụ bien anoka se garage na wo tia na obu ofu. Eh. And also a problem o. E bia me ka che Ghana for. Obi ade num kankan onim eche wa ka kire no. Bema wo use no nim, wo use no hwo ahụ egina TV zu ka se garage na wo tu obu ofu na wo didi na tam. Ade ntina wo so ha ho. Ampa onye nipa o. Bema otumi tina agina hwehwem de nan si akonwa so no wate pokle afa no hwo aho se obese de hwo aho ye kokko no de sa pokle bi afa nim se nim nya kokko na hwehwe ni nsechi aso ka konkonte wo bokina na wasa bi da no ka garage na obu ofu no we na we on pad that from difference be no we jibi alright mama me dwam garage corridor ugina ha be 2026 bi wa no ka corridor any garage na kwasi atotu bi butu oba so na wo ya pam 2026 na we bie wano after we di inku afa woto so woto nya kokko na ho na ko bajantira agire no sa se bi wano ka corridor and garage and them read na we hwe ni sechi pa so otiti konkonte wo Uzbekistan ni sechi black na wo bema kokuruko te so utumi dware wo hu nyenyen setomra ase na we dware abegina hwehwem na what is for craft for sure ase me ho nya kokko wo so asantini ba wo hu tum se santo na wasa abegina tv se corridor and a garage na me ba betan me bu ofu wo na wo ne pad a you use difference be no nyanse ni wutrim so eba ne say a year Ghanaians in a year South Africa no the government of Ghana etumi akọ South Africa akọ fa omunyina egu play mu about 300 of them first batch omunyina abedru South Africa Ghana asumdwemu and I would like to tell Ghana for say you see what this government has done no sometimes I know be what be say just simple sir and just simple sir it is not that easy. A few weeks ago, I saw a lot of people, the NPP guys, trying to go after their foreign affairs minister and some chickens on social media, TikTok, Facebook, who did not understand yet the whole process of bringing over 300 Ghanaians to Ghana. It's not easy. In our history, at the point in 2005, Ghanaians were killed in Gambia. About 15 Ghanaians, they were shot, they were killed. The government of Ghana, that time na kofo na woso. Those Ghanaians in Gambia, almost sunye say abani meji omo. That time na foreign affairs minister in Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo. He looked on, he ignored, and he shot all those people dead. Ebe sinne. So for a government to come in and say, yeah, attacking Ghana for all the way in South Africa. Now with me. I'm mobilizing an aircraft to bring about 300 home and still expecting to bring more. No? You don't underestimate such gesture from a government. It is a government that is ready. Oh, you're Ghanaian, you need to be proud today. You need to be like, okay, now I have a government that can speak for me and protect me wherever I am as a Ghanaian. This is not a joke. We should not underestimate what has happened. Because 15 Ghanaians were shot dead in Gambia. They were killed. Before they were shot, they sent messages to Ghana. Satana Kufone waso na Akufo-Addo na foreign affairs minister. The history is there. Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo na NPP before they ignored the calls of those Ghanaians. They did not even listen or pick calls. They did not even make contact with the Gambian government. They looked on for 15 Ghanaians to be killed. In Tiende, from what we have seen and witnessing in South Africa, ya bu Ghana for ya chichi bi gu fiase ya tata bi ya kumbi na and the aban etumi said no, I am not going to allow this to go on. Now abano through its foreign affairs minister Samuel Kujato Ablakwa to go to South Africa, organize Ghanaians, put them on a flight, fly them to Ghana, try and settle them. Jack, you should not you should not see this as a joke. You should be proud of yourself as a Ghanaian today. So the Aban way, the John Mahama, this is what we call basic governance. Thinking about the people, the people's plight being your plight, the people who gave you power, whether they are in Ghana or out of Ghana, it becomes their problem becomes your problem. And that is why we voted. That is why we vote for governments. Aban way about power. We saw the foreign affairs minister go all the way to Ukraine to go meet students, sit with them in a room, listen to their problems, try to find solutions. The reason why I say these things, and I say, I am being too political, but I'm making you understand, say, what happens in the past, and in the edition, in the past, the same thing American wants to maybe see here, and we had a political party in power that ignored Ghanaians, their problems, allowed some of them to die. Ghanaians were on social media. They were calling, they were screaming, Russia-Ukraine war. And that war, they want a danger first, Do you know that? This, not 15, 44 Ghanaians. Sorry. I was thinking about Gambia, 44 Ghanaians were killed. 44. 2005. Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo was the foreign affairs minister. 44 Ghanaians were gunned down. 10. Ever seen there? Yankan wants a meow. Akufo-Addo went on team was the president. And to because Akufo-Addo Jimmy Fua will be some muadie. Because Akufo-Addo onim nyansa yedidi nipa nim, yedidi oman nim a wose me muadie. Onim nyansa we Jimmy from Nkwabrabrem. Time and now foreign affairs minister 44 Ghanaians were shot. They were gunned down in Gambia. Before they were shot, they were sending SOS messages to Ghana. Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo in 2005 was the foreign affairs minister. One can be They even grouped them. They tagged them as a political party for Bihunipa, a tribe Bihunipa. The Akufo-Addo administration. They ignored them and they were killed. 45 people. Ghana for Mumbuze Akufo-Addo say, "Dear no found." Thank you very much, team, for the correction. Because there's one story that we talk about, which is 15. 44 Ghanaians. And I can show you the story. Mr. S, put the story for me, Mr. P. Mr. P, put the story for me before I move on. Namenka South Africa for Ghana for more South Africa. This is not a joke. Let us celebrate this. Let us be proud as a people. Let us give this government that credit that it deserves. The foreign affairs minister has worked so hard. The deputy foreign affairs minister, he's worked so hard. There are people who are on the ground every day, going to South Africa back and forth, all because they wanted to save Ghanaians. And today, over 300 Ghanaians safely they have been moved from South Africa to Ghana, not to just dump them. The preparation and the idea, any preparation, it is clear. We are seeing it. Into we are Ghana now outside Ghana. Me too quite channel without the respect. Ni parodo amo Ghana mo shame. And Dipa bebre America, ye two omo to say mankin, ye don't America. Omo too quite bia. They don't understand according to 90% of Ghana from go American grass for no. Ye tamo mo free wude man they don't see America. They don't even understand according to send ye. But if you are a traveler, say what to quine, say wako baby, na we you will sit and do what? You will sit and applaud this government. I'm sure, dear. 2005. Thank you, Mr. P. Thank you, Mr. S, for bringing this in. Team, if we can get a video to support this, I'll be very happy. News item or anything. It's a big deal. Make nobody underestimate it. This is a big deal. 2005. Gambia, no justice for 2005 massacre of migrants. Gambia. Now story near Sam. This is under NPP Akufo-Addo. Me can be Sunday. Accra, the families of more than 50 Ghanaians and other West African migrants killed in Gambia and Senegal 15 years ago have yet to learn the full truth and obtain justice concerning the massacre. 11 human rights, blah, 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 today amid growing evidence. You understand, there's something covering the story. But this is the story. And as you can see here, this is what happened under Akufo-Addo Kufuor in 2005. 44 Ghanaians, you're bombing out to Gambia and Senegal. Me say, a week before they were killed, these were people calling and sending messages. They say, the government left them to die. Now, me read this story. No, my team is me read the full story. No, because mon kwara na baba no. Yaka say NPP for yankwasiafo a. Mo say oh ye didi atem. Omo Jimmy. Anytime they can say, don't ever hand over power. What is this? Anytime they be catch them say, don't ever hand over power to the NPP again. The biggest punishment I remember NPP for is to make sure they never come close to power. Thank you, Mr. S. Thank you. Let me get the second part of the story. My team is kind the second part of the story in Chiremo. Now, let's read the story. MP from Kwasiafo, we are now back in the South Africa for no. Now, on July 22nd, 2005, Gambia security forces arrested the migrants who were bound for Europe after their boat landed in Gambia on suspicion of involvement in a coup attempt. Over the next 10 days, almost all the migrants, including about 44 Ghanaians, 9 Nigerians, 2 Togolese, and nationals of Cote d'Ivoire and Senegal, plus 1 Gambian, were killed in Gambia or taken across the border into Senegal and shot, and their bodies dumped in wells. 44 Ghanaians, security for Chiomo Gambia say, na sanko for no omoko Europe, ya Chiomo. Plus Senegalese, plus Nigerians, Gambia ni ba akokra ka ho. Omo chi omo so mo be yeku. 10 days, so 10 days they were sending message to Ghana government. 10 days. For that 10 days, no, they were calling on the Ghana government and the foreign affairs minister. They were calling family. They were calling the embassy. They were saying that please come to our aid. NPP and Ekufuado, they left them to be killed. You read the job body good a bula. So you understand now. And yes, will be time will be a history na debia say the NPP as a political party no omwe Jimmy. They are not people was a Ghana ni bia ti omo ni munyansa. Enti ade we ya ende esi wo Ghana yakoti sa Ghana for 300 about Ghana from South Africa no. So ni munyansa you will never allow NPP to come to power again. Never. I tell you kwasia. We have saved over 300 lives as a nation. You should be proud. And that these people came home happy. For the first time, Ghanaians were willing to come home, and they are not just coming home sad. They were coming home happy because their country, their country has intervened. Right now, they have that trust and belief in the Ghana they left behind. All because there's a government in power of Ghana. All because the president is intelligent. President is not selfish. Ghana Nibia, it does not matter. In conform way, may I sure say in 2020, a people by Ghana beto Obama NPP. I am very sure, but I don't care. John Mahama doesn't care. The government of the day, they don't care. All they know is that Ghana for and Maba. I am very sure, say, Sani Poboba, Ebi ba Ghana in 2020 and 2024 to vote for the NPP. But time do say ebe form akode. You can say we NPP ni. You can say we NDC ni. You can say we CCP ni. You can say you kofa Ghana for and the Ghana for abefie. And that is what a political party, that is what the people think. That is what a social democratic party thinks. It's a party that thinks of Ghanaians, not Ghana phobia. NPP, they think about people who make money. They are only thinking about how they will make money. That is what the NPP thinks. And this is not a joke. This is a big deal. Now let me show the excitement I want to pay him. The same thing. JJ Rawlings, Liberia and talk on this year. Okofa Ghana for free Liberia the Ghana. Emma Osama Liberia for asylum. A lot of Liberians ended up selling. And your Liberia for be some Ghana for. And we don't care because we are one people. We respect them as Yenuanum. And there are some Liberians here, they are contributing to the development of this nation. That is how a country should be built. And about power. It is all about Ejapadie. It is all about Enton. It is all about tribe. It is all about Wene. It is all about Yefriha. San Kwasiadena MPP Dibuma. Anytime catch a Ghana for say, so you're Ghana in and the old about MPP away Jimmy because they don't care about you. They don't think about you. You saw the excitement in the faces of these people. Some people told us the ordeal they went through in South Africa. na sankofo nyina ho na yete Ghana adentina na yete Ghana adentina and ye nyina ye ni agi because aban na kire say aban na yetoma aban no enya aban a eye yimu aban enya aban a edinka buta say o party card wen enya aban buta say o ya santini ana say o ye koni ana o ya hunani enya aban buta say o toma me ana say wan to amame eya aban a edwene Ghana for ho. And today you can see these people are excited, but let me play some videos. The pain and amount for be film was South Africa. Let me tell you, I have lived in South Africa before, and I've said on my show, South Africans are animals. South Africa for me say impunching one for swatch in South Africa for. So what these people have gone through, don't underestimate it. I have lived there before. I have lived in South Africa. I have the experience. Meaning the American culture, nipa, to say moi. And so I go to South Africa, they don't reason. They don't care about anybody. Now, Bibi culture say, hey, now say aban bi wo hosa. Say Ghana for ewa aban a edwene Ghana for. We are not supposed to take this as a joke. Let's not underestimate what this government has done. 1 minute to cry. Utie omo ba na ebi mu asem omo ka. Last we catch them. Bebre jam bibia o hodon baba. And this thing you are talking about now, what was sesre and I say, uhuni say simple no. Obi o wa kwentum na te de America na se. Won enija na omani age o plane nim. Won eye the happiness afili omakoma omu si Ghana asase so. Won obi ne ma obi the way they are happy to come to Ghana. Say anka ban no anya effort na kan kofo we nyina they will be there crying. Omakoma ebetumi abri or they will be hurt in their hearts. Because in 2019 xenophobic attack will be ABC on South Africa. Not NPP no power. Ghanaians were being beaten. Mokai 2019. Foreign Affairs Minister, this woman, Okachra say, no Ghanaian casualty in South Africa xenophobic attacks. They did not even care to go and look and check and see where everyone is. So 2019, time ane ya bossa Ghana for South Africa. Ya bubi, ya tata omo, ya omu jane, omu tina Ghana catch as a problem bien ubian praye. You see the MPP. In 2019, it is hard when South Africa for starting. No, time ane kufu the tesuna ba umya vice no. ABC Ghanaians creamed omukandi ombeso omukambia say aban MPP aban embebomo the Ekufuado Bawumia government through their foreign affairs minister Sam Amiwe, they ignored them. Why? Because they didn't care, because they were thinking about hey yamfa sikanko for omumra na omomo ye Ghana for na omomo tomaye na omo free hefa ebia hunafo ebia kofo ebia yi bonofo ebia nkranfo ebia omo nye ye party for inti yanko form. That is what the MPP was saying then. In 2019, instead of them to go pick Ghanaians, they did not do it. Almost and saying they see, Abawe saw it. It is very important and necessary to go bring Ghanaians because there are so many Ghanaians out there. They wanted to come home. In 2019, I'm people for oh, bien prior, no problem. 2019, Shirley Oyokoboche, Okache so Obian prior, Bibian see, Yatata Ghana for Obian prior, they are no problem. They left Ghanaians to go through hell. And if you want, we can show you videos, 2019 videos. The only year Ghana for or South Africa. I can show you the videos. I can tell my team to pull the videos out. I can show you 2019, the Ghana for Como South Africa. How Ghanaians were beaten, how Ghanaians were molested, how Ghanaians, some of them suffered some injuries. It was life-threatening injuries. This government MPP Abankache said, Obian prior, no problem. When 29 when they went there, they stayed in Santon. They stayed in a hotel, met the ambassador, and came home. They did not go down to say the Ablakwamu Koho. They went to see the people, spoke to them, met them, hugged them, made them understand, say, Ghana is coming to rescue them. No, they did not do that. Mami we kwatena Santin, and Okodi Eden, Voros, and Pap, and Odin Kwasiaba Ghana Bakaja say, Obian Praye, Bibian Siye, and the Jai Ghana for South Africa 2019. They went through hell. Today, Ghana way, Aban way, and this Aban actually the difference. MPP are buying and this are buying way. I bet you difference. I can show you records upon records. Mr. P, thank you very much, team, for bringing this in. I mention another story. Nema twa and that's some so. But bibi ntina de biano ya kasa ne ya kwechi ni acheche me because MPP for mo jimi omo nyanipa. Ma mention ade. This is the same 2019 xenophobic attack. Time na Ekufuado mo also. This is 3 Ghanaians injured from South African xenophobic attacks. This is 2019. This is 2019, September 6th, 2019. And so the Foreign Affairs Minister Bekachire say nobody got injured. Time at 2019, the Kufuor Teswa. Let me put them side by side. Kwasiafo NPP for munimnyansa. You see, I keep telling Ghana for Bomo so Kevin on Pel Masem Dabio. Omunya nipa omo Jimmy. See the two stories. Let me expand this. Now look at this. This is 2019. Shirley Kachire say, Shirley told us September 4th. Or see obian prior September 6th. Na yeda hon bo Ghana for nipa be miense prepra. This is the NPP for you. This is the NPP for you. In terms of and because they don't have any rebuttal, they don't have anything to say. From 2005, Kufuor any Kufuor the time, and you cool Ghana for 44 Gambia. Kufuor did not go there. Nipa 44 you come Kufuor in 29 Gambia. They killed 44 Ghanaians, and for more, they didn't care because Ghana for NPP. The same way. In so far, Ghana for El Volta Regional, Kufuor ne kwasi wakachi say, Mokra montuma me adentina me bibi nipa funsa ano. Otumi ko gina Ghana for omudi omusika ehwe no, why bypass 2. Kufuor Ghana for taxes, ye they are treating the bypass 2. Ogina ahunafo ni kachi say, Mokra montuma me adentina me ba han kwasi afo, yen santam tumi mamu nwan. Yabe kaimo edi mutamna report at Chresa kopim sen kwasi afo, munya mubewu. That is what they told us. And this is what they did when they were in power. And you know why? Because they don't know what to say. Jimmy we be president amami anke Kufuor asem adanya wenyini na we unhu penyina odini kwa bem wenyini we Jimmy die nyini da. Now we go to September 6th now. Now, after they saw, say, Afe, Amanfwe Preprano, they came back to tell us this. Oh, Afe, the Nipa 3 pra, NPP Abang, they never went there to go check on any Ghanaian. Now, later, they came back to tell us, say, where did he go? Yeah. But the third story, NPP for, we are not South Africa story. This is the third story. Let me cover my face. Now, after later, Ghana for studies some weird, didn't know. And then people catch xenophobic attacks. 3 Ghanaians injured in South Africa. The Ministry of Foreign Affairs has said 3 Ghanaians have been injured in the ongoing xenophobic attacks in South Africa. My many by affairs because say Obian prior. After 2 days, Ghana for prepra. But what did they do? They didn't do anything. Make some MPP for sequence. I'm the man. What's here for? Because of what Jimmy. Because of munyansa, was Kevin Muadia, Memenya Korasa, MPP for from Kwara to Penny for Jimmy, munyansa. There's no intelligent person in the MPP now, as I speak. No intelligent, for because it is always about them. They don't care about anybody. It is always about them. Anything. All right, we would like to say welcome home. Sebio Chana Nembuye, and we know. Bibi Antisefie, there's nowhere like home. And we would like to tell you, as Ghanaians, whatever we can do to help, in Msenenye easy, was South Africa. And the honest truth is, it is not going to be that easy in Ghana. But if you're focused, so why would you say, Bibi Uja or South Africa, no Opese, Sebio, Otuasu Free Ghana, it's all about psyching yourself, putting yourself in the right place, and making sure, say, you pursue the Opese Wibiano. In no time, you'll be back on your feet. Remember, Obiabe Mumbu, according to Sanetie, Sebio, Mumudo do mobile no obi anywhere with them, and obi anywhere Sebio, na adwene say, there's still hope. Onyame and ebie kwan manipa, no matter where you are. Sebio, obi wa kwa South Africa be 10 years. A opportunity away in South Africa no, in the next month or 2 in Ghana no ubenya. That is how life is. There is a reason why today you have left South Africa, wabedru Ghana. Onyame and the only thing you need to understand is through hard work, perseverance, and making sure say you are always positive in your thinking. Sebio Ghana na yabano enye se go de form ne nsabeka but onyame nanim de nipa bedi obo modern kakra onyame so ebeso so ama bibia akoyi. So let us believe in ourselves, and yene so eye busuafo ma beso aye no Sebio they are going to be a burden a little bit. We should also show them say at the end of the day Sebio bibi ntina ma beka yensa na so ma betena yeso ka Sebio ha ni se ka kire omo because Sebio almost no mo akwantum no na adwene wo mutim nyina ne se almost bepe bibia befie na Sebio nipa kɔ na we nya bibia mba enkyere se bibia sei enti almost aye be so amo no mo a mo ye busuafo a mo gye omo no mo nchiti omo se bubusuafo mo maka Sebia mo beka akire omo ne ho nte sebio nipa wu ana wasay nipa onwu ye ne de anytime bia any da so ho. So we the Ghanaians are omo beswaye no ye na ye the first pointer ye betumi am that confidence and belief. Say ye started it omo ye started kan sembi ani say ka kire omo a ye bebre omo su ye bebre omo ase eye de omo pese omo be ye nyina ne akukuduru a ekuta omo ene nyansa nipa bi pese omo de be bo omo bra no ni nyina betumi ahira inti mama yamfa kasade yene ye asofo asorefo yene ye imamsfo yene ye wo ekuro so a kakra wo yensem a yenim so obi aba o nsa no dwuma bi obetuma bibi no mama yemboa na sebio kakra betuma ya abo no yemfa mbo no mo so entumi ene yem betena no mo meye sebio de omo so beye aboa ama oman yakoso nti yene a ye tifie a omo besoe no yene ye the first point of contact mama yenhwe kasam yie mama yengi omo sebio nko mo ba no mkuta gold adaka 30 anka yene beka se ebusuafo ne omo so omo de omo nsa pan aba so a ebusuafo ne omo sebio omo ba no omo de enkwa na aba enkwa ne hia. It is very, very important to say yene a ye twan omo ofie yene a ye gi omo sebio in a couple of months omo ba betena yeso and omo ne ye betena no ebe din kakra but sebio omo wu ye nkwa de sebio it is better to keep them because enkwa ne hia. There's always hope. There's always an opportunity. There's always life. Bibi betumi, papa bibi betumi si. Inti yani Ghana for yesremo. Most of abusuafo aba na monji omo. Obitumi kwa konti onu akowuni ehunu no kura biem, ye hunu funu biem. Yempo de ye lucky. Onyame sebio wa ma ye nhira ma ebusuafo abeka yensa. Ebi matuma kɔ awo ede omo mba aba ama ebusuan mu atere. This is the time we need to show love, believe. Yan guide omo ebe din. Nanso sebio kase free ano beba efutu a ebe free mu aba any confidence e bedi omo chine ebi mu ha ebi mu hia kasa de keke ebi mu hia confidence keke ebi mu hia say ye ne omo nyina ebetu anamon ebi mu hia asori support ebi hia eye incremofo support ebi hia abosomfo support. We need to give them that genuine love as Ghanaians. Let us support them. Akwenti omo nsam doso enya de ometuma kan nyina samuni omo kasa na omo kasa munja omo embre du na obeso onu di akwenti omo nsam a obeka nyina a kire. Let us not push them. Yema sebio this time no omuntumi reste entumi ndwendwene enhu bebi omo de omo hu besi ansa na yatete omo ye kan de ekosi kire me de okọ de ne course 5 years awo de say enhia sisi a. Let us accept them. Let us keep them home. Let them feel comfortable. As time goes on no omo kasa de omo experience no ebetu yefo na enu bi ne de betu ekotodwum na yenso yebetumi de abo yebra. Now, Attorney General files argument in support of Frimpong Boadu Nyawo-Tamaklo's suit at the Supreme Court seeking a scrap of delegate system of voting in political parties. Now, Professor Frimpong Boadu or MPP need to send me mapa MPA and the MTTK matetia kawoso yenyina MPP for one Nyawo-Tamaklo ono so ye MPP ni MPP for mienu akọ court na ba ko bi ka ho omo nyina say sesia no omo akọ Supreme Court ni nyina ne say eye Frimpong Boadu na oye odan ho ye MPP na oye minister ewe Kufuado aban mu ene Nyawo-Tamaklo oye founding member omo na omo di sika tete party no omo akọ court say delegate system na ye kwa koyi presidential candidate ye kwa koyi national executives na ye si nipa kakra bi ne ye be yi omo so omo kwoto aba no omo say Supreme Court enhwe na ontwam na de omo pese esini ne say eye Ghana party bia ye kwoto aba koyi presidential candidate ye kwa koyi eye executives a was say every single member or party ni book mu or ye registered member otua the dues no everybody should get the opportunity to vote. Now adentina saade we yampenifo mienu we dia ko Supreme Court no nyansa wom ni nyina ne say omo hu say for a very long time omo the politics echi ye Nyawo-Tamaklo is almost 90 years. Professor Frimpong Boadu also okone nimu pa omo the politics echi hu say sesia no ya politics no de okuta sika e na otumi win primaries de okuta sika e na otumi gi eje eye flag bearer enti sesia no omo pese party ni bia de diwo party kratam oya card bearing member or ye good otiani dues or good standing no or say party no any opportunity to vote. Now all that they are trying to do, and they say monetization in our politics also we free ho, because this is a conversation that we have had it over and over. Argentina politicians ye koto about party ma nansen MPP to abeya me koye a delegate behind the scenes delegate Mahmoud Baumia sika otuaye sika otuaye ye sika Mahmoud Baumia etuaye di wi election nim sankanya sika delegate omusa ana nka omu nyina to aba e party mu a anka Canada Japan win elections no enti de ɛyɛ mpanifo mienu we dia court ne say ɛyɛ Supreme Court a ɛyɛ court kɛse a wɔ Ghana no ɔmo ntwa saa de anim sɛnea ɛbɛyɛ from ende ye kɔto aba akɔyi ɛdeɛn flag bearer party bia mu national executives a ɛwɔ sɛ party ni bia ɔyɛ MPP ni okuta card otua ne dues no ɔsɔ to bi so ɔyɛ NDC for so a ɔsɔ bi okuta card otua ne toɔ a ne din wɔ party nwoma mu no ɔsɔ to bi saa de we wa wobetia no na ɔyɛ bonsam na ɔyɛ krɔmfoɔ yate sɛ Attorney General of Ghana sɛ we de nyansa wom we de ɛbɛboa ma Ghana monetization in our elections no yɛbɛtumi ɛyi afiri hɔ nti Attorney General of Ghana sɛ ɔfoa so parties omo Ghana ni nyina obi afoa so MPP fo nkwa so omo mfoa so adentra nkwasiafo mane so omo mfoa so busa ho se adentra it is because it is a party a siketua ene krono enom de yi omo mpanifo now saade we ya mpanifo we e ka se e wo se Supreme Court eboa ema ne bemu no e ho mfa so ne bi na mebeka kire wo no he your MPs bi o parliament a omo tirim no oh me de menhia South na mewo manya adwuma kura mpo a menhia South nko ade de ehia ne say election time na mato emo na mato gele na mato ɛdeɛn bofuro nkwan ɔmo mo beto ama me right now no what is going to happen and they say so obi to menhia South na adwene say menhia South for no ɔmo yankwasiafo na delegate kakra na ɔhɔ na onya ɔmo hu sika obetumi power right now ye biem enti say uwo menhia South now first no nipa 700 and now 30 per to aba as delegates now we are going to have 700 people vote. That means say we are going to limit the influence of money in our elections, internal elections, party elections. It is going to help us to be able to do what? Select people on merit. Yebeyin konfo almost send fata na enya akronfo mukute sika. It is a study your parliamentarians bebre wo MPP mu e parliament party no mu no omni some constituency no there. The moment you win the primaries, automatically you win the seat. Now they have been able to suppress Nipebi by electing a few people. So when we are delegates into Oba Menhia South, Oba Bantima, delegates in say 65. In Tachansubuachi say Oba, the delegate say 300. Okay, me budgeti obia 20,000 Ghana. Ana emo bag bako, gari konko bako. Between the moment me wini. Now, if we open it up, na obia oye MPP ni bia eto saba ni bia. Asansubuachi cannot pay 3,000 people. 30,000 people and say Metia Obia 2,000 Ghana. As somebody cannot do it. The same as Menhia South MP cannot do it. The same as some MPs be some other political parties. This will get rid of that monetization. I say your politics. And Nuntina Canada Japan. Me amen call for a MPP when you buofu if you say Mahmudu ba omia ria sika gu ho and na odi winning elections na omuye nanse no because obia hu say election no MPP for do no mo Canada Japan. But now Mahmoud Baumia and call for a security on election day, no, they were able to calculate delegates, no. It's not about Baumia and say, or can't get delegates to be a free baby, but no Mobuska, or can't delegate on free Ashanti region, no Chamusika tour, or can't delegate on free Bonga half region, no Cheska tour. Inti the man with the money is the man with the power, and that is what these two gentlemen plus the other person they are trying to stop, and I support this 100%. Every Ghana Nibia Unimiansa opesa Ghana your politics. Because if this is accepted by the Supreme Court, your politics in the best. Now we will get people who are independent winning parliamentary seats in constituencies. That is what is going to happen. We are going to get people we see as underdogs coming into an election and without any delegate to be a free party to win an election, because now you will need billions of dollars to be able to win an election in Ghana. Say yeah internal election crowd MPP mu ana NDC mu now so okay me dey me NDC MP anwona memu na eto ma me for su na eto ma me aha dey seat a obi anim say NDC dia no. Now what is going to happen is so your MP you need to deliver, because if you don't work and you tell yourself say oh I had the seat delegates no untumi and depending on just a few people. You have to work to please every single person in the party. And sending your elections, no. Into this one there, the party be about to say, oh, where they are so na party na for party. So far, the Attorney General Srimsai wrote something on Facebook showing said the Attorney General Ayenini and Srimsai and his boss, the government lawyer is in support of this. It means that the Attorney General is in support of the fight against corruption in our politics. I was so happy when I heard the Attorney General supporting this, because you see, it shows to say, Ayenini and the deputies from Sino, they want to fight corruption in our politics. And this is the right way to go, because on a normal day, you will see a government, if this government was a corrupt government, and as a president in a corrupter, the president, you know, and then I'll buy and say, even though the Attorney General, at the end of the day, is not working directly for the president or working directly for the party, the Attorney General is supposed to represent the government. But we all know what corrupt Attorney Generals like Damemwaye, because Damemo as say our judicial service, you know, it is so difficult to even trust honorable people who are doing their job diligently. But Ayeni and then the deputy, they have shown to say their interest in Ghana for interest. Into the Attorney General says, we are in support. The NDC as a political party, they have released a statement that they are in full support of this their action and painful anyway taking. They want that to be done. The NDC wants every single person to be part of the internal elections. They can elect credible people, not based on their money they are holding, not based on who they know, but based on the party, the whole party's their decision and how competent they are. You see, this is one thing I say to me support it. Now, Supreme Court so who say here na omomane say juma, our politics will change positively. Everything will be in its place. Now, let me tell you something. This idea we now is simple sano. What he's going to do in say right now, Obian to be sorry and can say me a powerful MP or Ghana. Obian to me sorry can say, oh, media na me ke Kufuado ho enti chianechi I have to succeed the Kufuado. Obian to me can say, media party I can control the delegates. Right now, nobody will have control over party elections. And when I say nobody will have control, I am talking about nobody can say, go and bring the Ashanti region delegate. Now, if I'm on them, na nipa 30, nipa 50, nipa 150, or more musika. Nobody can do that because the party is big. Now, some people have made an argument or making some arguments to say, oh, when that happens, a man for be infiltrate on party album. Now, nipa be on your NPP, then wabeto aba abra omo, and there's a party between ho. Emma obi to me raw album and our party mu dimu to me beto aba abra on your party. That party needs to stop existing because then the party is not ready to be called a political party. Omo your argument is say, oh. Now you see, I need biema nipa bia betumi ewia no ho aba MPP mu abeto aba etia nipa bia mo pe. Then it means your party is not a political party. The structures don't work. You don't have people who are manning the party, the number of people in there. You don't have people who are checking the data. You yourself, you don't even know your members. So how can you call yourself a political party? That argument is the most stupid argument I've ever heard. Because we believe, there are people who are in charge of the party album, the party, the data, who are paying their dues, who registered when. So how can you go into an election telling me, say MPP ni bian twaba, ubetumaka say omube room. Then how did you arrive at that message? Say nipa 2 million MPP for one to man to amaba omiantina mahama wini. If the MPP is making such an argument, we want to ask them, then how did you people arrive to say, nipa 2 million of MPP supporters could not vote, and Nitia Mahama winning 57%? Then it means that argument was a lie. Because from what you are saying, you don't even have a data of your party, the number of party in the MPP. So if the MPP stands anywhere else and says they don't agree with this idea because nipa be yomo NDC for no ma beto abani bi no ma say abano no ma tuatia nipa bi omompe. The question here is, do you know the number of your party members? Do you have a data of your party members? Can you show us the number of people who are in your party? Because if you're making this argument, then the argument that nipa 2 million from the MPP did not vote in 2024, no, that argument falls flat. Because you cannot prove whether those people are your party members or not. So for the MPP to even make a statement, say, your party, no, your BM, na obia betwaba, ye who do your MPP need your MPP niya. Now it's a party, no, it's not a party anybody should trust. So the argument they are making does not make any sense. They are stupid. Omo ya kromfo. Omo election bia sika and nobody omo elections. Sika die ni sika wia, sika tuatua. They are very corrupt. Omo bon die. And community South Central so and from abena hu bon die. That is the MPP. Krono ashomo to ma. Me say krono e bon omo ho. San community South Central so and from efia hu bon die ana adwa hu bon die. Every single thing is about money. Yenko wie sika ma we. Ye enu bi no mo ya de power no ma ba omia. Everybody knew, every single person in Ghana knew, say, Kennedy was the favorite. MPP for Epe, because now MPP for do him say, Kennedy Nimyan Sacha Baumia. But you know what happened? At the end of the day, Mahamudu Bawumia and the team, they stole a lot of money and gave it to delegates because they can manipulate the delegates. Right now, the reason why the NPP does not want this to happen, and they say, in their next election, they cannot manipulate the delegates. They don't have that much money to pay every single member. And I believe this is the biggest step we are taking in our politics in Ghana as a nation or in our elections. We need to start from the basics. Now, Tamaklo and from Boadu, this case of Mdiako Cotton, it is the best case I see in Ghana's history because every day, Biano, we are having conversation about trying to take money out of our elections, trying to take money out of our politics. Now, this is the time we are starting to understand. Say, you take a step where sa sikana aji a politics afano, sa sikana it will not have that impact or that role or that pace it take here. Yen to me and run the election in our political parties respectively, in a way you to me ni papa party no so. 81. Sadia we ebeboa. Nobody can call themselves say sa area where you media me MP was South Central, me MP or Menchia South. I had the Ayotuvo constituency. Ya the appointed crisis so I may win oboa. Ye biam ema MPP ni bia to abani. You cannot win the primaries. Inti, what is going to do is say ebema MP for abom humodin because you see from 2017 to 2024 nipa be 47 ena omufra santimemu a omukọ parliament omu nyina kọ parliament no omuka kire asantifo say ye de mode hye ne ye jimi won kran kura mobeto amaye and it's true we saw it from 2017 2020 even though they didn't do anything no they voted for them because time omoye primaries to go and contest in the general elections no the MPs no more parliament no more sika omo county delegates no omo wie sika. Now you see ade we a papa for me anyway ede court no de be ye say it is also going to take that corruption that Emma. You see most of our MPs are forced to be corrupt. They are forced to steal. They are forced to do things they are not supposed to do because say election ni bedu ama omo asako primaries they are forced to steal because now I bet to say riesika na tumi kan delegates no na mo musika. Right now what this thing will do in the say it does not matter the amount of money you steal, you will still have to deliver to be able to please every NPP member. Inti, what is going to happen? And they say, Sa Kronona, ya forsma MPs are involved in corruption, especially when it's getting close to their elections, that corruption is going to go down. Sika we are no conform because right now, you need to steal money to pay every single member of the party before you can win your primaries. And nobody can have that amount of money. We are even at the end of the day taking that corruption part from our MPs. In the party, Obeka say, I don't support this, then it is a party that is full of corruption. A party, and at this point, I expect Mahmoud Bawumia to make a statement that he is in support of this decision. On one party for a court for this. I want to see Bawumia speak and support this. But Mahmoud Bawumia is a thief. He's a thief and he cannot support it because the party he's leading, most of them are thieves. They are criminals. Why is Bawumia quiet on this matter? Why is Bawumia, who wants to come and lead the party, who wants to come and lead Ghana, who says he wants to fight corruption, why is Bawumia not championing this? Why is Mahmoud Bawumia not making a public statement and supporting this decision? Because we want to take the monocracy or monetocracy out of our politics. We want to stop people from being corrupt. We want to stop this kind of choosing people who don't deserve to lead. Why is Bawumia not interested in this? Why hasn't he spoken on this? Because we're Crom 4. Because what he's doing now and he say, oh yes, selective. Right now, no one say, Omo primary sir, omo no constituency tokwesi because Bawumia are picking MPs. Bawumia is picking his MPs. So they are relegating people. Omo yin call for free abonim and then a man call for one call for second nipa for ni awo second in the MPP. Until we want Bawumia to speak. What does he think about this? What is his position on this? Does he believe in this? Does he think this is going to help? What does he think about this? What is his opinion? Why don't we say double? Or so I know them. This is the real conversation we want him to have with us. Since he's a flag bearer of the MPP, them, he's not granting any interview on economy, interview on any sector. Or why I was saying NDC is taking our project. We won't project Ben why. What project have you done? Nanka wo your project and come from printing shirt and share. Mahmoud Baumia, Sanka, why a projector and come from Pamontoma or Yereno and from Bim Pam Dross and Shishan Anticrum. What's the NPP route project? Now, Sikabena, who would your project or Ghana? And Kwasiake Kani Jimmy Kassa and in Trinity Chile, ya NPP for ya NTS, the power 2028. In Fui, let Baumia speak on this matter. Does he believe in this? Does he believe this can stop the monocracy in our politics? What does he think? Of Fui, why is the double? I question them. Questions. Today, an economist has turned into a digitalization messenger. The foolishness of the NPP person. So this is the best thing happened to Ghana. So we are asking the Munafiki and his wife. They should come out and speak on this. We want the Munafiki to share his opinion on this matter. Because these are NPP stewards. These are people from the NPP. And we support this. We support this. Ya pesi ya stop sikadie any chronona more MPP for more MPCB. This does not apply to only MPP. It applies to every political party in Ghana. Argentina NDC are so happy this is happening because they want to stop corruption in a delegate party election. Why are you not people happy about it? In Kwasiafo, speak on it. Baomiankasa. Nancy Obekasa kakra ain. The NDC is stealing our project. Yeah. Why na kaka yo won? Kakalization is sim. And now Mike na wanu to your mic was wanu to your two and MDC has taken out. Hey, wanu we say Elizabeth Jackson. What's the MDC is taking your project by now Uba Umia, one we could for no. Come we a projector and Kauda Pam shirt no yere, Koda Pam draws a she, more bottom. Some way a project I'm printing here, Mom printed the shirt near here. The NDC is taking our project and you people have to talk with her. Ukomudin dinsa so. Well, you have done project in the end day. Become project next year. You see, Branaba Churchim, Uji, Uria, Primary Sinim, Area, Edisika, Eshenko for winning and Wako Tessa double. Come out. First, you were doing symposia and symposiums. Come out and tell us what you think about the economy. Say we economists and I say we caterer. Muna fiki, mutum banzani, mon kanu kurenkrebophobia no amowi preku. Wona wo yere. Obekona toothpick kutomo ofie no omde wo preku ma. I say omo pick cheese. Obekona Samira ti ha. Na ba omia ti ha. Na oma chi preku pa oma chi. Na omde toothpick e wom. Ogoto ba omia na wa na no wi se check Norris na odi wo preku kotodwa. I say abodam. Mo wi preku no wan gusu wi na be ye ngremofo ye jiminti. Ena Samira mi hu video bi o TikTok. Oko nkremofo state house so okoye sala obutu okwa no ntumi mutuo onya sorry wey mu munafiki alternate because there's a way you need to sit to pray ontumi pontnase. You could see that she was struggling to even sit. Me, I watch things so and I'm just a girl way ehwe nkremofo ma na otomo something way munafiki way onya sorry Samira nya sorry onfa ne mama mbo ohunu hu se oya bigger than nkremosom. I Mrs. Lafia Miss Lafia lo Miss Lafia lo osora no nenam no age bag no di twankofu ani so Miss Alafia lo onya sorry wo fie o ende okobutu o ohun sibia mpo ontena se inkremoni papa oya asori otena se no atena se na o sen start ba Samira ba omi antumi ntena se se ne draws atio avena o chiachia no me se wey oni ni kru wi preko obo wan guso MPP fo ejimi sa na mo ka na ofie omo wi preko yi omo sim obekona toothpick omo mi enu target preko ba omi preko ha no pe preko ha ne ha preko ha ope bebia emre no eho no ode wo ne wate akire sa ai oyo so lie akwa we wi preko de nam Ghana ye kana bubu ofu enti ade ya ye se ba omi wi preko nti ye didi ba omi atam entwe Samira oya munafuka complete munafuka mongo video no oko state house oko esala obutu o ontumi pontina se onim se ne also otene ne nan no yes sala o tenase a onan no you need to do it this way and you sit on your side or bre ohun sibia onye because ata na nkofo hwe no munafuka we debia week bi o change draws yi we there designer draws no hwe munafuka Samira ena motete Ghana me yanka asembia nkwase akeka oma wi preko abelchi abetena say omo ya sorry ba omia ye trofolization on kanukre. He should come out from his hole. When we are election, we are them double. Come out and speak. Yani what time? Ya kitchen hano. Ya what time or kitchen ha? Your palava sauce. Your ede prekunam. Yani your chofi. Yes, I will de spaghetti kakra. Your wache. Yes, I fufu. Your banku. Bibia will be your time. Your bankutalization. And your tapolization. Your bibia quantalization. Your abomalization. Ajim jene. Your bibia. Sa kitchen ha. Yan chima monkwasi afo. Samira ba obi anu Muna fuka and muna fiki. Conform your way. The fukas and fikis. These two fuka and fikis. Be very careful about them. These are fukas and fikis. She is a fuka and Baumia is a fiki. And these fuka and fikis are dangerous for Islamic religion. On to me point na say sorry. Samira Baumia, why we pray kwa madenia ye hello. Okoda Samira kuta wine mu ahu. Okana kuta wine mu. I saw my communion or Hague. Samira Baumia kuta wine mu. Me so kono okuta wine mu a. Enya ni bi na oja fa wi na so kwa na ye say no. Also na nja na ye say. Wa wi wine na say eyim na introduce it to wine no. Asenso bu ache mo. And I'm so where the prof testika kra doc testika kra or the testika kra and we share a pito. 2024 not only energy or the bear campaign. Mama njujam. Mo papa ti mu nyimi free ma bremo. 2024 not only kapa or the bear campaign. Into omko rounds na obra so doc o de testi kakra e ma eboa o osi obi ani ha no ase ye de anwuno kakra oso akoso testi last year na treba ko ade che so o testi ba ko o de ko so ma me he na testi kakra and okuno mkuta wine glass ma I so mo sha wine wo Bolivia ba o mi ahwe na no wi I so wine farm wo Bolivia onum wine say ko anything that mo videos we betima cha ba o mi wa bo flat Mr. P get me videos. Ya seba omi awi preko no msanti wedwa Kevin Taylor no dia na me election time 2024 ye hu ba omi abru say stramization ye kuta ni mu wine na be ne det say eko ye ne ewo ye wine mu kura ye jai wine na be ba omi ade an omu o negre no oh mu yi o this one is in 1952 or 1963 so this one is red. So which red are you talking about? So this one is Cabernet. No, I want ba omi obekono church the wine mu a Uko mo bedroom a oma hye na close bi na oma cartoon ti se wardrobe wan nko na hye omo nom nsa preko we akọ hye ne sim o hye kremoni a wa wi preko first time wa wi preko ankasa precolization na nko so mama wura card na nko mo de ko sa sentre so unim wo hu ne campo metumam of so many videos about omi atwa bi he mo de munim me nam kan say party no MTTK o matete aka mo so me ya party ni aba ya kotume tubi akwa ne wensa akwa ne nomonsa akwa ne wi preko and then yire koya sori ko ntumi nye muna fuka o muni wo fom ho ya ka bibia kire mo amonte akwa ne nomonsa wabo okwa asantefo party ankwa no mei anu mei ya anu mei ankwa no mei minimsia yiko na OSP so na tudum wejire horo ankwa no ma wawe apan ama apan kwan na for so ni trim ye hu de oyes sisi a ode nam ni bulletproof car minim so wakoton wo se no so oda hu timo OSP obi ahuru obi tai kro obi ambo obi wakoton bulletproof car tim ama Paul e odun so no hu jimi kika ho asem enti Mahamudu ba mama menyam show ba omi ade so no ne time ba omi time no duru a mo hu se me mabodam evidence am be pia mo no mo be ka se ye Kevin ye srew ye ne ka se be free party ne anyi bi me say time ni du na me bie nyoma so a kire mo a wallahi mo be num ho Mahamudu mo pa obi a Mahamudu say Mahamudu ana wane ni Mahamudu ne senior wife ni Mahamudu nkofo e pa me ba mama ncho Mahamudu ni senior wife Mahamudu ni senior wife na say Mahamudu ni senior wife ni on kan kura ba akokora na mo ni information on mama wo akora we di be 19 years akora di 19 years the first wife from mama boy mebo akora full name akiro Mahamudu so on kan kura Samira obi aware na wabeje na otiase di nkwasi asem ya kan na mubu ofu na Samira na Mahamudu ni yiri ankasa ni Samira de so a side chick na obeto mu kwasi asem ya kan na mubu ofu Mahamudu ni wife ni omo eba we di 19-year-old boy Mahamudu ohun chenchina na buta say ade na Samira mba ba omi ane mba so sa ba mu de yiri nie wati Mahamudu ne yiri nie me kasa me ma story a wo motete Ghana mo so ba omia so onka no kura ba akokora na yiri nie metuma ma no full name in fact o ma mbufu a me nipa bi a nice guy o ma me nyam show no na mo de abesi Mahmudu so Mahmudu owo metuma kirew na Samira so a side chick konkonsa no de be pia Samira away me pese me spilling nyina time do na bo wuta me shege a bo wuta me ye mutum banzani kura mo be num ho Mahmudu yeah Mr. Video no ma me show another one metuma show video ba omi omne kasa kura wonte wow hwebi ma me show but the way nyina tete na munim time na e beduru na nipa on kan kura me chiri no kura Samira so a second wife or a side chick kura and all the preman some and Samira and Samira so no abeji obi aware sanyo ne mpese e be kom ba mo ya ohun ye be ye dirty wo Ghana rough Samira ba omia only dey so onim de eba Mahmudu wife no mosha mumbusa de say onim ame we mo hear the second video why twabi mo hear onie ba omia. Hold on for now. In some people will say do nkomo. Yeah, say time ni nyandru 27 ekono. E ho na bo hunyo be free kitchen haba. 27. Nyo be free kitchen mo be num ho. Ma catch them NPP for mo so na we di matem. Me gada ni nyina o. 2027 na me kyerem onipa ameye. Now mo me awura mu ha. Eh, ya 2 hours 59 minutes. Now, mo am 30 minutes bin count. Now, ma me kyerem ade bi wa ha. Andra All African Games. Yabete in some recover 44.9 million from former sports minister Mustafa Yusuf, William Kati, and Dr. Ofosu-Asare for financial irregularities during African Games. Auditor General to government. You see, under MPP, All African Games, former sports minister we, by Omia small boy we, sika onen and call for $44.9 million. Auditor General na aya ne audit nyina ahwehwe nkratem aya mat ni nyina. Auditor General say under Baumia ene Ekufuado. All African Games in 2024 no sika sports minister way and a sponsor Baumia campaign sa boy we ope omo very influential sika sam a omo de ko wura Baumia campaign sa boy we Jimmy too former sports minister no we Jimmy too onim nyanse bia they used him like a rag we Jimmy too this boy only about 3 people. You see about $44.9 million. 2024 yao. Sa sikani nyina ashe. Omo wiye sa sikani nyina. Now the question here is, the Attorney General has to go into this. Now I'm asking you, onjai way, and onjai cases no die no kofa we ana. You see how it is. Anytime I catch a Ghana for say, give the Attorney General time. Right now, this has to go to Parliament. The Attorney General has to take over, and then prosecution will have to start. And anytime I say munya botre Southboy way under Baumia and Mahama Baumia ne Ekufuado 2024 All African Games $44.9 million. Or no Mustafa Yusuf, William Kati and Dr. Ofosu-Asare. Matisse one of the people no on na or chief director transport ministry. Now that for partner transport minister and kwasiasam no mudi. But I'll come to that matter. I don't know why the NDC is still keeping this man who is corrupt at the transport ministry. Because the transport minister there, that man, I don't know even why they are keeping him in that office. Crazy man. Only the other say, Bibi Bana say, Onya Sikani be near, on Beso Beye Jumano. But we are here. The transport minister. Can't you see the woman is even effective than the man? The deputy, she is more effective than that man. Unnecessary, useless travels on the papa biya, but we will come there as we speak. Sanko from the chief director now or he is working with the transport minister at the transport ministry. In fact, the transport minister put that man there because that man will help him steal the transport minister. But yebedruho. We will get there. This same man, who is the chief director at the transport ministry, yadene koma sports minister so the also on yet and transport minister we confirm. And this man is part of the criminality, of course. So chief director of transport ministry, Mr. President, sack that criminal and put him before court. The transport minister is a waste of time. On the policy say chrono bi bana se wenya bi ndia adwuma bi a onye. That is what he does. But you see, I am coming to expose some people because you see, obi enu obetumi say John Mahama adwuma a oyɛ no. No. Transport minister no why adwuma bi say no constituency no free no a NDC constituency into no odin kwasi asem kra the people will vote for him. But we will get there. We will get there. In Kwasi Akika, she shows no respect to anybody. Other ministers have been complaining about this man. And the funny thing is, he's weak-minded. Now, Yanko All African Games, na mincho idea. Stories now, Auditor General Adeba Bini. Over 7 million was spent on quantified T-shirts purchase during the 13th All African Games. You see, All African Games no we under Ekufuado ne Baomiano. 7 million Ghana cedis on the printed T-shirt. Unquantified T-shirt. Almost to be 7 million Ghana cedis. Ghana is 7 billion. 70 billion. Ghana is 70 billion. Billion. Edioson. Echiri po. 70 billion. I'm going to print shirts. Shirts in the soil. Tete. Sika omdi All African and the NPP no. Baomia time no. Ekufuado time no. Almost I'm going to print shirt for All African Games no. 7 million Ghana cedis. Tete Ghana cedis 70 billion. Million. Uko duru menjia. Baby otum for dano. Eko baby omudi asem no. Utumi hihye sika ni nyina enko ho. Ebe broso abeduru wo na no. Sika podio. Sa ankofo no some the printed shirt. T-shirt. Ya hwehwe shirt no so ayehu. Just a T-shirt party. Now, Mame Sanchiro Krono NPP abo and the Auditor General na de abo. Interfere na we ye bedi hu dwuma. It is one man NDC 42 years. A dear be na pesa we because we need time. You hear time to prosecute and we will prosecute. Me MPP ni mapa, but me MTTK matetia ka MPP so because we got a party card. Me wa me membership bibia wa ha. Enti me matetia ka so me kyerɛkyerɛ ma Ghana fo hu no korɛ no. Now mame nko menim na me nhye wade. Yegina All African Games so NPP. Adentina we dey about some afenyomakin en raising or parliament kwasi ato ni tinu kakawure. Almost say All African Games, Auditor General flags contract to a health company to supply of 5,500 packs of condoms, while another company per its sponsorship package was to supply condoms to athletes at African Games for free. Now your company be almost part of the sponsorship and they say almost best supply condoms. Into almost custom best sponsor All African Games. Into almost the end say almost produce condoms. Into almost check condoms free. And MPP buy Esakofa another company. Almost contract say almost supply condoms 5,000. Now then what 10 or Ghana. And then identify for. And this is the MPP 5,500 contract almost supply condoms for All African Games. Shadie. Kwasiafu wis up to me. There was a company catch a Ghana for you say we are in see the condom BBB. Almost yeah the bet my sponsor bia. The bet my say you bet my ba the event one. Na ya check condoms sama supporters no any athletes no. Into yes your sponsorship package in here. After you yeah, the contract another company say on supply 5,000. Now the 5,500 condoms. All African Games size moving and acting or one. All African Games now size moving yes yeah acting and I said yeah. And now a blue film. I didn't question some no 5,000 none musica 300 million and sorry 30 million Ghana. 5,500 condom. 30 million Ghana. I say, you had to condoms. You need to question Kwasiafo. You had to question Ponchu. I'm so much to condom. 30 million. Poly. Sasika we ni na no de to condom. And yet Ghana ha. Kwasiafo da ho catch say, "Ye mom to me." Condom ablation. They have condomized the All African Games. Ebony Condom for no sponsor event in Ebony Condom. Ebony condom, number one. At your time, ebony condom, it cannot be perforated. Ebony condom, it does not matter how long you are, it will still cover you. Ebony condom, number one. Ebony mumfa musikambra. Me advert obwa. Ebony condom. Maya adamamo mumfa nkoye juma. Yes, see ebony condom for sponsor all African games, no. And almost omo party, the ombe say omo beche condoms ama athletes, no. Any ayedien supporters omo beba. After koye auditor, NPP are buying. Nana the Danko Kufuor ne abozege ba omia munafiki. Through the sports minister no. Almost another contract. The company be supply condoms. Yakorisha 30 million condoms. Ye who be a sikanafa. But ye nyani e train ebony condoms. They're not gonna phone you train no. At least you buy ebony condoms. Ebony condoms. Ebony condoms. What is ebony condoms? Ebony condoms is what is ebony condoms with the best aid at your time. Ebony condoms nie at your time nie. Ebony condoms no perforation. Ebony condoms no irritation. Ebony condoms number one elasticity of a condom stretch. Ebony condoms, it does not matter how long you are, we can still cover your face. It does not matter how long you are, we will still cover you. Ebony condoms number one. Ebony move camera. Hey, move camera. Akuta player. Hey, you know ebony condom for move camera. And yes, I'm yamasa ba say advert no. Be dey me to my ear. Conan the Destroyer unime. MTTK Matitiaka also NPP player. Me say ebony condom for monfam add the camera. Me ma catch them. My yama mu free. The whole Ghana say obi him say ebony condom. Ebony condom. No matter how long you are, we can still cover your front. Ebony condom number one. Akwa we are talented. Hey. Eju nkra me jai kra bo eju me bra betuma yo. Ain. Pop star pa. O me ko edim. Emi wo dwa tu. We Jimmy Dread. Here another story. You see 2.3 million was spent on cleaning services during the 13th African Games with duplicated invoices and overlap in service charges, especially for Zoom Lion BM. You see, 2.3 million cities. Ghana is 203 billion. Then on the year, you saw the prapra ho. You pen a month for you go to you pay near prapra ho. You see invoices in my fake invoices. Now you see Zoom Lion, you Zoom Lion sitting room. It is like a cartel. Create idea no nobody ever say your con. You see a proper stadium model. They be a really jabola. You yogurt tour. You jai fan milk tour. You jai there. We are not proper. I bass boys there. Proper and also you 2.3 million. After receipt in bra, receipt in your duplicated, receipt in your fake receipts, and you can say, oh, where you juma, so I know I need juma, where you juma, I see Zoom Lion cry the biba. Zoom Lion, they said, there's a fibia bibia omo. Zoom Lion, I said bibia omo. It is because you are still keeping Boadu on that your Metro TV. That is why you are facing problems. Onyanko pompe or tieni pa, or fa kwasia so na tiane ba. And onyame ani wo ho but sebio sa kwasia paul na de bia also na wutua ne ka Metro TV no ono wase twe na onyame de ma ono Zoom Lion into brand na ukom no any the tainting of your image no it is because okwasia bi na wode usika ehye ne nsa wode usika etua ne ka and onyame twe waso. I respect you a lot but you see because what do one bokwasia e say Paul and we jai Paul na all say wodwumadie adena Paul tip Metro TV all to defend because who will say we are kronfo and be defend. So until you clean your ass until say obey sa Paul kwasia na free Metro TV no would na kwesi wo say ongu nkofo ni ma say and the only content kwasia de no to ye and na woto and na wo so you are the one supporting Boadu to be fooling and you are paying for it. And if you don't take care, whatever you have built, it will be destroyed by this fool. I am telling you, where I am coming, I like you, I love you as a dad, as a friend, but let me tell you, your downfall will come from Boadu. And everything that you have built, Boadu best say no. Odu to me, Odu sika, Odu onyoma she kwasiansa, sana tu, ya tu for so many times, you don't listen. I don't know a car with the MPP. I don't know the business you do with MPP. I don't know how much you owe MPP. But that Boadu is the one destroying you. By your two for I want it. And gradually your empire will be collapsed by Paul. Gradually your empire that you have built, Boadu kwasewe, or best say no man conform. Also on not siska. And this guy, I have told you and I've advised you on my show so many times. Sack that fool. Sack that fool. But minim ba onyame aka so do ho bokwasia ubi bia hwero. That is the only thing I will tell you today. You are a very nice man. I like you so much, but you don't listen to advice. And this Paul Ademoche now, the two TV, every nonsense this guy is doing, you know about it. And Kwasiadia Paul, you Ghana Henina, why should that Echan Trotunko for? You know, you are supporting it behind the scenes. You are the one doing it. Because if you are not supporting him, you own the TV. Take him off. But because he is doing your foolish bidding, you are sitting there and allowing this guy. Me say idea wa building nyina was say no. On say today, your bosom lie on dimpe. It is part of corruption. There be a bosom lie on dim right now from 2020. Eba your bosom lie on dim papa da. There be it is linked with corruption. Why? Because the people now watch your bell. Now Paul Ademoche or any papa. And then all these things that comes up, he never speaks about it and tries to clarify the issue. Mean who said Paul Ademoche abegina TV so a defend who zoom lie on that? Why? But you own the TV is on. Why hasn't he defended you before? Because they are the people who are destroying you. But mudu point to be a mudu some was canti yeni entumufo. Mudu point to be a margin say yankwara the enimno sebio na mu penny for munim. Why do you think that guy has never stood on his show to defend you before? Why do you think he hasn't done it? Odi atina ho na ye Pentecost for and ye Pentecost penyini and me call Liberia ko ye adwuma me wo Kenya. Kenya ni Liberia beto Ghana wo. So why you stable Ghana, Kenya, Liberia, DN all will collapse. I'm telling you, all these countries are working with you because of what you have done in Ghana. They are looking at your roots and how you have been able to stabilize Ghana. Now they are me Congo, me Liberia, me Sabola Paul Ademoche would uproot you and then you will lose everything around Africa. I'm telling you. I know more than you think I know. And you know I know. And you know I know. And I know you know I know. And we all know we know what we know. I'm advising you. Now, still on All African Games, Ghana still owes over 200 million cedis, despite the 2.245 billion spent in organizing the 13th All African Games. So, Ghana down 200 million cedis. Ghana is 20 billion. Apart from a car yabatua a 2.245 billion. Omuwie na ebedru ndane yet I want the 200 million Ghana. Na ye Jimiana. Why is anybody adempo na MP for to make TV say mom to me? Mena woka say MPP for organization of the event almost say 2.24 billion 2.245 billion cedis. Sasa Kenya omuntu me account for. Still, you had the 200 million. Into minute, hey, you had 200 million cedis. 2.24 billion. You had the 200 million. Near the out to Ghana to some Kwasia Samso. MPP for the TV so. The MPP for the parliament, ATM. Kwasia for way near so Ghana. These are foolish people. Every serious country, me say, the biggest punishment between the MPP is to stop them from coming close to power for the next 42 years. That is the biggest punishment too. Because sanko from this sika we they are behind Baumia. Sika mu we ni the train e dia ba support Baumia 2028. Why should we even give them that opportunity? The 13th African Games just for 2 weeks Now for 2 weeks. You're spending 2.245 billion. Just for 2 weeks. Yeah, for 2 weeks I'm for to be to javelin, a shot put, a pivela, a 100 meters, 200 2 weeks. Ya koko massa, tianopa, and the momudi, you see, you're spending 2.245 billion. Men workers under 2026, you don't the 200 million Ghana cedis. 200 million. And you host to work up there, Chile, Sikeja, Ekoton, na ya de beteka, make kabibia. You was to work up Ghana, a chair Sebio Nana, where the Ochancha in a man America. We cried a chess Sikeja Emudu. Nana, you was to work up a chair Kotam Sikeja Kusiawa. Because all African Games about to be crop on a 2.24 billion you. Now work up our bro for the better idea, a chair Sikeja, near Kofa on a 400 Akonyakan, near the Yana de Akahon, near Kofa a Domahina Konya, near the Akokusiwa, a Southgate, and I said a Wall Street. Near the Akosia wa wansani it because 2 weeks per 2.10 billion. Nana, onana ni mio wofa se chanchahine na mika say. Sa waka be pie Ghana dia eche ton sikeja me na meka nana enya gro. Eche ton sikadwa ne kotu oyi konfonoche ne bodua no so ka ho. Na ne sika na odutu afom no ye satu ene ye so to so. Na ya asanto atade na o hye ko akono. Ye tam ye na ya asanto atade ne to so. Na ye de akosia wa World Bank enye sa de a World Cup de eche 100 billion cities dollars trillion ene na eche ke ton ye nyina na. Ene ke che o ton na po. Dada. Yo was to World Cup a. Boyando o se ton no. Na po ye be ton na po. O se ton eye educhum. Obi te se eye unipe de baomia o se ton no. Ye ka se o te ton san ko fodi nyina. Ye ton mo enye se omo ne de betika do. Ye de tika do so. Enye se omo bo adin bia na bibi o. Ye ton mo makoye nkwase adwuma de atika no so ansa ne ye be face ka no. E ka na nkasa de kire ya papa. Na esa kofa na ekufu ado ka ho. Na ye de akoti so kakra be kota ansa na de aka no. Ya hwehwem asanteman omo mu support MPP obogimi. Na ye de omo titi omo maka ho. An ye titi omo support MPP obogimi no. Na ye titi omo ma esa de koto so. Nana enya de kito slave trade asem na make no. We ye 2 weeks mirika ko 2.2 billion. Ni abe host work up de kire de sikadwa ko. Ai nana we de manu susumina so. E kire nana ya chia bro nye e de ne sheka ejim. Ni ade wuntumi so asheka ejim. Na ya chi eye de KT Hamon so asheka ejim. Ye wi aya ba be chi kese salaka de e kire twade be ma na ye de ne sheka ejim no wudem. Na ya chi obi de sa kosu abedu ye tu ne hwene no. Na de akosi awawa. Na kese eye de amadoku na nufu ye twitwa e de ko chinchinga ma brofo no. Na ketijemfu a na ya werewere no ho kankan ya werewere no ho e de akoko spices. Kese e kire chi ya chi omu nyina wo nana. We e kai ba be da so no. Oweja Pop star, mia, weja, unhinim. GBC boss wena. Akwa wena. Time MPP wa power no. Aha, akwa do ni, aha. Remember no GBC. Omo from a dude. They say, hey. And then I'm sorry, omo nyina sorry jab. Sorry, I'm saying, guys, what's up? Dude, how are you? Be sure what's up? Hey. My luck is a muska ka headings pa. Kanya anopano. But I say, ben go for a moment, dear money and what I told me that who be an Abidjan free. So who are the past hello, dude? It was from Fatali. Yeah, most of from Fatali count. Fatali, dude. This is cool. Be sure must have a Ghana. One day, be Ghana. I had to say, I had saw you deport me. Your Benjamin Crater deportivity. We have so cool. Many of a million, no, money, many of a million. Missy. Me minimum mutu. Na me I just have to show my say munim crank na muni deal no. Crank ko na se no me also fatali. Dude, we say no problem. Me chibu Ghana. Me sabasma hono ye bibia nsi wo. No lie. I said that is say me sawase ye deport me sawase. Now, I mean chama dey bi. GBC director, akowo kairo. GBC director general, Professor Amin Al-Hassan searchlight 684,000 Ghana for irregular training contracts in relation to the 13th African Games. Papa we, yes say all African Games GBC boss no. Okoye a lot training bi or shada at the board bi ko tari GBC one also oye training say en ko for report sa oboa. Auditor General asset charge no 684,000 Ghana 6.8 billion. Papa we mo kai no. Nyankopon tia obi aka 1111. Obia from the beginning. Oya na you say obeka me ho asembone nyame betua ne ka. Obia wa na you say oka me ho asembone nde nyame betua ne ka. Obia begini de. We oye wi. Papa we mo kai ma me mbon chem. We no ka say ono okoti oko srem ekoya asore na oni imam bi bedi goma na imam so me ba me ko hwe Kevin Taylor na say na Kevin Taylor ba TV so. Na imam so hwe. Now the audience say yankoro okroma na Kevin Taylor wo TV so ntimi kra de me kwa ko Kevin Taylor. And also Oba Accra no be frɛ Osla say Osla mfa kwan bia so ne yanyimi free TV so kwase ampanyi we. And there yeso akɔ wie sika kronfo the press GBC worker they should petition the president to sack him even just because of this for the investigations to finish. He needs to leave office. Also, Imam no crash on ya sorry me come go Kevin Taylor. So that time I could access Kevin Taylor on my phone. That means no me debia. But one thing I want to say, I don't know Imam no say or go Kevin Taylor with TV so no Oba Accra. Oba Accra no be so the TV ampa like Kevin Taylor was so or multi TV so on one channel. And also of Fred, a very important regulator that was Asla Usu. She was the communications minister. And Okacha Osla said, how did Kevin Taylor get on TV in Ghana? They all didn't want Mahama to come to power. And Osla, and then we commissioned the NCA. And then we commissioned the NCA, meaning it was a project to get me off TV in 2024. You see, in 2023, it means it was a project for them. So they commissioned the NCA to find means to get me off. And the NCA catch up, Kevin Taylor is not streaming from any source. He's streaming from Germany and also Nigeria to enter Ghana. So we cannot touch him because he has a multi-million-dollar contract. So you see, so all of them, they didn't want me to be on TV. And the Kronfoya channel. Where also go jail. He needs to stand before court. They need to jail him. This is not a man who needs to be the boss of a director of Ghana Broadcasting Corporation. No, this guy is a thief. He's a criminal. He has been charged by the Auditor General. They catch them. And then because you catch a man say, "Oh, mama, one word from Ghana." Was and you fool. They have all been fighting me for the past 4, 5, 6 years. They have been fighting me. They don't even know how I got on TV in Ghana. How I managed to pay $5,000 every month. They don't get it. His TV does not have any advertisement. It is only Mimi TV. You can watch CNN. You can watch BBC. You can watch everything. Sports, movies. We don't show any profanity, any nudity, nothing. Yeah, your TV, my TV, that's not what is on my TV. Open adult content in Ghana. It is my television. Multi-TV, loud silence TV. I am in Kwame TV. You can watch CNN throughout. You can watch current movies. You can watch Sky Sports. You can watch Al Jazeera. We don't show my team. We don't show nudity. We don't do. So you see, that is why my TV, more people watch my TV than any TV. Now, maybe Ghana, I took my time. When I went to see my mom, and I'm saying, okay, I'm going to go to my mom's room. I'm going to share idea ocean local TV so because my mom on pet DSTV. Into me come my side when I'm say, dear na washe. Na oko share Ghana TV so nkwasi ade ko so pa. And me na ko jam papa mama epe sa nyoma no. The only thing she watches or share me show ni wie pe. E the other side of the house. Oko share me wo TV so wie a no aba the side wo. Na afi TV so malam for the guso aza atro. My mom or share me show ni wie a dia ka o share TV say Snake, I know we just hang my way or say, well, one of the GG and you. Oh, but give it to now. I could be to so, yeah, and then the winning, me say, hey, don't yamia ye, na me can't tell software, ya sort of way, me say, oh, a doctor way, on Wako Asia, Wako Germany, Wako Jabodini, na me say, my shiwako daswa, a bay you and Frank Commission Quas, a ben across to Ghana. And you see, ya and Uncle Fabia, send him and send no. Now, right now, what they do, and they say, and I'm sending this message to the NCA. Omo mobile chrono TV so Ghana no. Omo ye send 10, na me send 50 no. The TV no, there's no logo. You don't see the kind of TV station. Omo no makata logo no so. If you even try to report them, say TV when they show sana, you don't even see TV. Look at the old screen recorder cry. There's no logo on the TV. Who they are local TVs no. Baby no mu ria de baby no bokro no. Asofo akronfo ne, malama akronfo ne, edunsifo akronfo no. TV no mukasa wasoro. They need name. It does not have a name. The logo the boni akata so. It is okay to report to cry. What is going to happen? And they say, oh, Nasa TV now or report no, any Dimbia TV ban or track it. That is what they do. And you see, you go to Messiah Cotta Mamma, they want me say, say, Nadia, what shall he say? Again, some phone echoes way, or so when we give it to and 1 year show. And it's dinner was also be so. Sometimes I saw not me tear sound and a cake. Say, I didn't question someone else to say. But I just like a cry, Dabi, anopano. I say when I go to visit my mom, anopano, not a soft so I be Jimmy. In the name of Jesus, and you're carrying your door, and me tell us, now, I didn't echo so TV, so I say echo. Where one more Jimmy too, Jimmy, I'm sure, but no more Jimmy too. Don't see, it's a deal when we're dinner, but also be beyond back, be the sound in here. Oh, Jimmy too. Be beyond TV so Ghana. When you go to Ghana, there's nothing on TV. Jimmy Nkwa. I swear. Me say Jimmy Nkwa. Ghana TV. Me say Adame Ghana Biano, what I'll do is I will film Ghana TV's channel after channel. Now my board will show us watch them. Hey, you'll be shocked. Bare 50 channels. Jimmy Nkwa, we send we sika, we yini we akoda, software jina ha, dunsini we aba, doctor we ton we, and me say, azan nkwasi asem, na studio bi onwa se baller so studio kasa omonte. Na jijim, na we Mike ye kokora, na we ye kokoro, and only nyabotre, nkwasi me say me ko Ghana, me sheda pa, I record Ghana TV be 1 hour. Na mi change no na mi change ubehu enkwasi asam nko a je say bibia what Ghana TV so enkwasi asam nko no information, nothing, fake news, bibia jinwa jim na jimility oko Ghana TV so Jimmy wa efufu ataban ohun bebia TV ne ko they are not prophetic dynamic obi say prophetic dynamic Wednesday. Minya no your friend saying I we dey abena meboa I fanso TV so and okuta handkerchief for a person tum na prophetic dynamic Wednesday enkwasi asem light no hwa some tie yi ase na bi wo am Twitch channel me say o ma deda funu na ni pateto ebu am Twitch channel me ma me dem akwam change channel say na mo deda funu ha na say be a TV program here o mo kasa call me say ma mo ye den also mo ye discussion me say dey no mo ka na kwasi atobi to na tade funu ni shoot and time bi I the money say we say dey onim no ma men cancel me so wo be cancel me wo say to fin wo be ma me canceling en kwasi asem couple mo record TV no mame 1 hour ochina I want you to record Ghana TV. So you're channels, but 20 minutes. I want two people to set the camera. Couple, set the camera, put it on the TV, and then change the channels. Bakubia manindi 1 minute. Bakubia manindi 30 seconds. Channel be manindi 30 seconds. Set it well. Let it be on the TV. Now, about 20 minutes to have Ghana for Ghana TV. My anti sound, no. I did be my anti Ghana TV nkwa. Use the big screen, please. Use the 70-inch TV. Use the 80-inch, the one in the living room. Record it. Record that one. Record no. So the Ghana TV is about 50. Ochama watch Ghana for. Ochama Thursday, yes. And number one question, same question Ghana. Now, it's here called my 3 hours 34 minutes. It's more mukasama NPP. So most mumbe kakra. Na me de mabre. Menkwa na de bia me cheche mu Ghana nti obi aso ntum me cheche mu Ghana. Now, let's go through this quickly. Now, Now, so what is story we are? You say a year Bank of Ghana direct MTN Momo to pause 0.75 fee on wallet to bank transfer. MPP for the Jandam Nam system say a year e-levy about omoboa. Dear MTN for no a omo decision take here and a Bank of Ghana said they should pause it. Say any levy ya bejin or Ghana no ya call parliament. Until say parliament no, nobody can pass any levy in Ghana. It is all Ghana now shemia. The only way you bet me a Joe sa levy no when Parliament of Ghana a pass it samrano. As we speak today, government of Ghana emfa levy bia enko parliament say yem pass it. It when sa story way by MPP for say levy abano omoboa. You need to understand, sad decision it was taken by only MTN and a Bank of Ghana monitor every transaction in Ghana. Akachom say they should halt it, they should stop it, and then the necessary consultations should be done. Into the announcement from here and say e-levy biambaye. There were so many networks in Ghana. There were Telecel, there were MTN kwane take this so decision network nobody from government are buying way embassy e-levy biya. Memma obiantina baby say MPP for ende omo ye e-levy hu de na omo nim se na e-levy ne enye say ende omo kasa say MTN g 0.75 percent fee na omo tiem say e-levy na chese omo ankasa no from the beginning no nim say e-levy is not something good in the history of Ghana ende Ghana yet no NDC aban emfa krata bianko parliament ema parliament engine to mu say e-levy into way MTN for nko into na Bank of Ghana a stop you no because Bank of Ghana and they want to me to make sure every single transaction here in Ghana no omo betumi aja to na so mo engine to in this so because e-levy aba mun see who so biti radio so na or kasa sa mun din kan hwe nipa ne su ene ne bia na no kasa ne nyansa de ne trim ansa na motie no enya journalist obu ho a so nkronsuo obi wo ha na nso be na egu no obi wo ha ontumi kenkan kra nchechirem obi wo ha ejimi de be pie radio so obi wo ha onim nyansa de be cheche nsem akan ate ase enti enye obi oti radio so bi o ka say e-levy aba na wo so ogini di ebi mu ye radio so mmoa omo nim nyansa e wo so muti omo e-levy bi amba ye e wo say Ghana fo nyina ate ase. Let's move forward. Now, history in the making. Tema Oil Refinery. Tema Oil Refinery receives 1 million barrels of bonga crude for refining operations. And Asempa Esi, Ninyane say under the leadership of Doctor I need to give you his real name. CEO of Tema Oil Refinery, who is doing a marvelous job, you know. And Ebeti and say Dr. Edmond Combat. He's the CEO of Tema Oil Refinery. And Omo releases statement. Ninyane say 1 million barrels of oil. And I say crude oil. They ba Tema Oil Refinery. Emma refining. You have to understand. When you know ebebwa Ghana, edisika beba Ghana. Makacham said there are some young men omo NDC abai with moi. John Mahama ama omo deing. Ama omo appointment. They are doing marvelously well. Especially the tall CEO, NPA, Edith Tamaklo, boss. These are young men. Sami Jemfi, who will be to say a black woman. We are seeing people like so many young people. I know sometimes really few, but you can see they are all working. But in the energy sector, no, when you take NPA, exceptional. He's doing a marvelous job. Who will be the boss CEO? Afeji doing a crazy marvelous job. Consistent guys. Who will be the tall CEO? These are young guys. They are so good in their work, and we are seeing the result. It is all about how they are able to communicate, how they are able to present their issues, how they are able to lure their people to bring their oil here to be refined and be sold in Ghana. Into today, Tor Asaya another history. Remember, Tor is Siwache. Under the leadership of John Mahama and the leadership of Edmond Combat, Tor has now gotten very gotten improved. Their output is basically something to write home about. We are hoping, say, this trajectory, Sibia Tor Echo, Nyoma Echo, the leadership will keep the pace. So far, they have shown, as I say, it's something I was here support you. As I speak, 1 million barrels of bonga crude oil and omode abagana ombe refining. Under the NDC, Tor is effective, it is working, and every single person should be happy about this. Now, finally, the Interior Minister, Muntaka Mubarak. We, Interior Ministry, have agreed with YEA to absorb about 60% of their security assistant beneficiaries into major security services. Into the hardworking Interior Minister, Muntaka Mubarak, on Malik Basintele, agencies, and I said the Ministry of Interior and YEA, they are coming together to absorb YEA for some group of security assistants. Interior Ministry said, "Sir, in conform 60% into our security agencies." That is what we call creating opportunities for people. This government is really working, and the agencies and the ministries are interlacing. They are making sure, say, to create a job. We are very happy about this. We are very happy. Say the Ministry of Interior, led by Muntaka and Basintele, they are collaborating to create job opportunities for the young people in Ghana. From security assistants, now Ministry of Interior said about 60%. Now integrate into security agencies and security services in Ghana. This is good. And I expect to say other agencies to collaborate with other ministries to be sending people into other ministries to be employed permanently to also have a decent job. These are all very important things. And finally, this story is about school feeding. The national coordinator of the Ghana school feeding program, Hajia Fati Fogo, dismisses claim that caterers and cooks are owed several months of arrears. She notes that payment for the second term of the 2025-2026 academic year have been fully disbursed to all caterers under the program. Mumia is the head of a school feeding program in Ghana, and clearly, the woman has made it clear and very eloquent. Sebio, for a very long time, yente say school feeding problem about home. And under the leadership of this woman, no, you can see say it is running smoothly. Some people are putting some jandam and propaganda out. Oh, school feeding for you to strike. Or see, no, there's nothing like that. 2025, 2026, you have paid every caterer. In fact, over 12,000 caterers na show say. Once in a while, somebody's paperwork or administrative things in TB and OBC Kamba, but she can tell and confidently say about 99% of the caterers and their money has been paid 2025, 2026. It's been cleared. So those jandams going on, and she made some very important points. Or see, so who school feeding caterer now who experience a problem. There is a way to communicate. You can go to your district, you can go to your region, then it gets to national. But then you can't say a problem and that you are going to go sit on some radio station to talk. And I like her boldness and her leadership qualities. She makes you understand, say, Jumana or not. She's not a pushover. She's somebody who understands her job. She understands, say, there is a division of labor, and that if you are working as a caterer for school feeding, you need to know. You have a way to go about it. But to her, she was blunt and straightforward. School feeding 2025-2026 academic year, they have paid. There are no arrears, and nobody can come and contest that. And this is the kind of leadership and confidence we need. Transparency and respecting the people they work with. You can see this woman does not play with her job. She's straightforward, she's accurate, and she's always on point. And I believe, if we are able to learn from such people who basically know their job and speak effectively on what they do, and there's no way you can doubt her when it comes to Nejuma. You can see for about a year and over now, Mami way Ejuma wa year our school feeding mono. We all know, and you're perfect, but it's been one of the best. When it comes to administrative work, when it comes to managing school feeding, it's been one of the best. So I believe we should support her. The work she's doing has been marvelous. It's been perfect and superb. In fact, I don't normally use such words, but this woman has shown over the years. This woman, what says school feeding, school feeding becomes an easy thing for us to appreciate. The echo. I would like to applaud this lady. More caterers, some more problem. Yeah, it is easy. Go to your district coordinator or regional coordinator, and then finally to get to the national. But so far, she has made it clear there is no problem with school feeding. Obi a ojina baby aso be strike bia oboa or sister obi say ye denika na person ko striker, the way is your front. But so far, from what she knows as the leader of the school feeding, as the head of the school feeding, 2025-2026 payment has been done. Moa Monsanka ebia administrative work be paperwork be amofilia ebia go through into, but she was very consistent in her statement. Let us support people like this. You can see this is confidence. This is not arrogance. When you look at somebody like Asla, it was arrogance. It wasn't confidence. This is confidence and not arrogance. And that is what we need to distinguish or understand. There are people who are confident and respectful. Asla was disrespectful and arrogant in his actions. That is why most people were like, Asla is basically a nuisance to politics, a very dirty, disrespectful woman. But you can see this Northerner, this woman has shown, she can be respectful but assertive in her decisions and in her statements. And we really appreciate this woman and the work she's doing. My name is Naya Yesisino, wrong places are air blocking in Suya. A bit may save a lot of air in comfort property, a bit free a year, wage a hono, akugu gate manakono, yambubu in Antungu. You see, your problem with this flooding in Accra, any Kumasino, a two. Now, a one is about bad planning. A danya is seen by heart, and secondly, a thing. Now, we have to tackle these issues in a way at the end of the day, Ghana for no. You bet say one, a thing ya dear be crampa, you bet me sike free. You see, you fear to the point say ye generative thing, and ye make it trash cry. Say you're very intelligent, you say trash na you making crampono. Yane Ghana for we can make so much money from the trash. But at the end of the day, how many Ghanaians in the world a recycling plant will move here and a personal recycling plant to be collecting trash in Accra? Now, secondly, we are talking about how we are planning our cities, especially in Accra and Kumasi and the other regional capitals. Now, Edaya Egunsumu we are air blocking Suana or Hinenekano. Se Ochina, not before ever cars, na se Omukobu Bunina Tugua. Obi Baba General say, I sorry be say, ye boomi daya tugunti, I saw my baby atna. I don't have a problem with that. The idea say, so be a BB, na enya de pa. na ye nyina ebeka ano aba together na yatia na ye jai sade no, you will see people supporting this kind of bad attitude. Because you see, baby a yen sidan baby a yen sidan eni se usidan because usidan na e blocking so na enya wo nkwa wagya pade na be sei eye nipa bebre na omo mantem wo wagya pade be sei. But you're looking at that part whereby we need to be sympathetic to every single person you buni dying. Now, at the end of the day, thousands of people will lose their properties. Then it means we are not doing ourselves any good. But it is also your responsibility as Nipana who be si dino. Baby, I will sit down. Say, Sebio, a bank cram the country say you sit down or her. Why we any panin so tired then a woo. Baby, ye come out say what to assassin. Let's say a bino say on you bibia. Nipana to assassin amount. And I'm sure so to assassin amount, and yes, I didn't know statistics. It will rain. You will see a assassin. Say insure or I say insure and I say blocking you. You too have to take that responsibility upon yourself to be able to know say ahaya matoya maybe see idea wahano. It is going to at the end of the day destroy other people's property. Best say nipa bebre. So we cannot blame the government wholly say abain because a thing and abain na ye. And I say okotasa asia abain jina ho. Baby a ota assassin, nipa na ota assassin free in. It is your job to do due diligence to know say assassin a water no enya dia air blocking waterway. Assassin a water no enya dia ebe create the inconvenience bi ama nipa bi. Assassin a water no enya nsuo ne sia ebe blocking nsuo a eba. These are your enya meme responsibility. Enya John Mahama responsibility. Enya MP responsibility. It is the responsibility of wona water assassin si dino. Because MP responsibility they say obi anywhere was say nsuo fa ne nyoma. It is a kwan da wa e was say nsuo ne fam na so obi block sa kwan na. It is the responsibility of the MP so obi busa da na togu. It is the responsibility of NADMO so obi busa da na togu. It is the responsibility of a district assembly no to make sure say they make way for nsuo no. Inti so who sit down wo baby na muso amotete wo no obi wo ha o sit down si baby amunim say so o sit down si wo na nsuo to a munyina moja pade be say you don't allow it. You don't allow it because the moment you allow that nsuo na start say you no wana nyoma na efa mo na o efa mo nyoma mike ono edan na wesi kura ontim na mo na mo ejapade wo neighborhood ho mo na mo ejapade say. So we all have to be watchful. We all have to make sure we take care of this. Now the federal government, it has a responsibility to make sure say a diner yes is you see a diner at the right place. Obviously, baby yes dibiano 1 or 2 or 3 might skip. Yes, scrutiny no and a diner see. But what about the chiefs? What about the community leaders? What about the municipal? What are they doing to stop these things before it starts to rain? Because it is beginning to look like say in Sona Etona essay and your man a routine now. Now here, this is something will be recorded here in Ashanti region. Sure, this is the Ashanti region. Now the question is, sa trash where echo unaga junction na echo na echo. You ask yourself that question. And every single trash I who way Ghana for ya omoye video ya yena na yeka ho asema na meboa. Yenya ye koba yete trotru ma yete mantem yenya na yefiwe. Busa ho say sa eye trash we are econo. What can the municipality do about it? What can the regional minister do about it? What can a chief do about it? No, busa ho say sa inwura we na econo ehe na eco. The trash na yehuna awunaga junction obi aye video no yembu say ehe na sa efin we eco sa recycle stuff ne trash we ni nyina eco he because obi badwin say abetwam wo hakọ inti ebe end we he. Where is it going to end? Ehe fa na eco akogu. So when it happens like this for 5 times and now 1 month 2 months, then it means say baby asa ball away kono eco gina ho na atwen na block ho. Sa ball away equi. It is going to go all the way to somewhere and just stop. It drew up na abaya permanent blockage. Na enusu guo. Na ya baller no. It's because obiti tech and be a wire baller. And in so free tech na ben antimo abefa unaga na enemu na ekọ. Now air blockeba. Inti as time goes on in so tono. Na the pace I was in so no kono ebedu baby na in so jina. na eba n'anim because ball away na airco a blockage airco jina baby. And imagine every single time and so betobiano sa ball away at Aunaga Junction or other parts of Ghana. Na airco se rubabusa say ehina ball no airco. Because there's somebody to somewhere a ball away could destroy no cry totally. So now we come to our attitude as a people. Apart from the government, which needs to do its part, yansu nipa na ankasa etikronum no. Naturally, you think we are dirty people. We just think say yeti first light. Na say in so a second light, it is not our problem. Inti you better the ball a good first light. Na akwa good second light because second light for a hoda nsu nafa. But you if you say ball na dey good first light na e fa nsu dey call second light no. E be ba be do first light. Yes, sorry, I say abanya gates ni nkran. Inso no ba, inso tope, inso nya baby nko. Abanya gates a ni afi yehwe ball egum. This is a big drainage. A big drainage. A gata kesiye pa. Basically, I will say inso nkwa na femu ko. But I won't say abayo. Se uko no TikTok ni Facebook a enkwasi asemi obeka kire no. Watam ball e free them casually. Nobody has a problem with it in the neighborhood. And imagine the number of people almost sorry no pa almost to ball a good sagata we mu. It is our ball and air coin. So where Karachi market in Suato or Tambola or the good sack or the good bottom and Opia dia 12 on say in fan and the question is insuo no emfa ball and enko ehefa. And it's not nipa na omo yesa no. It's about omo ho na they don't have a problem with such attitude no. E ho na problem no. Enye nipa na oye no. Nipa na oye ne de oye bone. Onim kura se de oye na nye. But you see the people around no. Say ade amami we ye. Say police be kye no pe ye benya obi ebu nkotodwe. Say papa police ye srew. So police didn't call near remandina. You bet you be because we know party way and I know join the party way into young demonstration. Nyanko say a ban air tatagan. It is us. 90% of the air cost of Ghana yeti a theme in sota na etu ye guabontino. It is us a yeni. Met my catchers oboa and you break in suato. Amana kone dem ema sebi onya baby nda o didi anwumre owi obekekere no ato nzuo nim. I'm telling you. Me say ye obi o sisi ameka chewi insu ato amana yiri ama akotu ni dem insu akogu ni dem na nyoma nyina asai ama obi ato fried rice bi abre no ama wonya baby di fried rice no odi no eye den pack ana plastic odi wi a obekekere na odi ato san nsuo nim. That is us. Eti saa de we na ye kom no. Let me tell you, governments will go, governments will come. They will implement policies. They will create opportunities for people. They will enhance the way we are able to keep our environment through laws and whatever. But what is going to happen? And they say, until we have a total overhaul of our brains, how we as citizens, because see. Sisi la papa na obeji sa musika di no ananka o se odidi djuma e protect on my way from this kind of flats no. Sisi la papa hu se mo nipa na muti kronu no dodo no ye jimi because say ye hwe ye tibia mu na these things are very important to us. Nipa bi e di sika be hye nsem say on manage the cleanliness of the city, managing trash, making sure say ye gutters near the no, that person will even be scared to do what? To even touch a cent of that money. Now, from 1992, Yenyanko former bedi or my way in charge of this sector of our economy. They need to make sure say or my ya shemra yedimra so nyama was say about cleaning of the cities, trash being available. And from 1992, ya try bibia was here try bia be do hande. Now the danko go for the catcher say Ghana will be Accra will be the cleanest city in Africa. Obi na in futuro any thing amen Ghana. And this government is going to struggle when it comes to cleaning the city and making sure the flats we want to know. If we say we the people, no, we are not even helping the government to even at the end of the day make sure say or the nyoma to kwemu ama ye ni ankasa ye ho hehan ye obi o wa oti baby a insuo efa nipa every 6 months and that's every year insuo to that person today is sitting there defending obi a or the baller egu insuo nim because or any party member because or any chrome ni because en adamfo. Let me tell you, insuo started say efa nipa o Ghana. What is say insuo akofa chokofo? What is say insuo akofa kole gonofo? The reason is that mumudu do na mototo asase won kan di Kumasi a mosori na to asase na to war. You don't care about the drainage system. Edan ya misi no ha ya mato for corners wall ediesi so no insuo to a ehe na beko. You people don't understand. It mumudu do no people are using you. Anything na unwa you see insuo e fa nipa wo some places that cry ye dey hu say oh high profile estates. I had the sikafo nete. The reason why this is happening is because mumudu do no ye Jimmy ye ji asase a na ye kosi dan wo mantem ye musa ye ho say insuo to a insuo no ebeko he efi o ya me si me ya gata na me ya koto edan nanim no ehe na ebeko akodu. We don't care about those things. Enti abasa na politicians who say ye Jimmy because if we are demanding say area ha ye na yesi dan wa ha we want the government to make sure say there's a major drainage here obi asi dan ya say also the gata betuma ansa na ya na government no anya na to be punish government. That is where we will see the changes. Now this is a situation where people go into a neighborhood ya ton asase ama no okoya na wesi dan no the four walls ato ho inso to na egu dan nim. Now obi any main gate the next house no so inso to na egum. Enti basically they are all living in a fish pond. The problem we have as a nation, no, you bet to solve when it comes to politics, you bet to bear 10% of political ideas and the best solve your problems. Your problems, ankasa, you create my 90% yeni ankasa. 90% of the problems are you face or Ghana. And the say accident BSC Nipa 14. What is the problem about? It is all because you need a coin papa. And the area CBN we crop up a beard wa cars and nam highway so a bon sound a bin area CBM. Ye near quine papa. These are things that we need to understand. You bet to about 100 years. Say yen swing answer and demand for Yamabi. Ama yen say any anka subai. Now we live in neighborhoods where we throw trash around. You're too in wura. Obi to be ton dokono or ton wache, obi ton fufu choba, and you bring no abua bola in another begu gatem. Now this is us. With this, the president cannot do anything. With this, the municipal assembly board CEO, he can't do anything. The regional chairman can't do. The regional minister cannot do anything. It is up to you, the people around, to tell them, say, we are all supposed to be community police. We all. But I think also there's something we need to do. Omo Ghana, omo se sikawo munsem kakra. Sebio omudi omunim nyansa chairman. I believe it's about time you started, and I'll suggest this to the government because of your attitude. Jimmy kakra ye Jiminti, any the way ye nim say nyome bi ye no. Ebe say ye no. I think say for a long time a lot of education has gone into people not throwing trash around. For a very long time, ye din komo ya kire ye ma ye din komo Ghana memo bia ntubol ngua memo bia, and so utim says still we are doing it. When it happens like that, then the government needs to now devise a plan to at the end of the day change the problem into a solution. I believe it's Ghana you do point to be some of the problems are facing, you know. We need to change those problems into solutions and also opportunities. I believe the government should invest in recycling plants. If the government can contract foreign companies that are big in recycling, they should bring them in, and maybe for 10 years, they should work in Ghana without paying taxes. We need to sit with them and have a serious conversation about how we are going to benefit from the recycling they'll be doing in Ghana. It's one. Maybe not scrapping all the taxes 100%, but maybe 70% tax break and 30% taxes. I think we can make some way out of this. Then secondly, we should start buying trash from Ghanaians. And that is, we need to have the recycling plants ready before we can start buying trash. You see, the moment you start to buy trash, Ghanaians will now value trash. The moment the government starts to buy trash, because Bibia ya can be about we being clean. You clean that. We are a thing. We are naturally dirty. We are naturally people who feel say you better buy a thing, and it does not matter the environment we are in. You thing. We are naturally dirty. Yeah, bibia with talking on TV, speaking grammar, putting policies together, doing campaigns and all that. We are naturally dirty people. And our environment also encourages us to be dirty. We have sewages or gutters that are open. And people feel, say, when I throw my trash here, the water will take it away. The way our system is structured, our system is structured, you know, it also encourages us to be dirty. Because so baby, now say baby to say, let me show you this. Mr. Is that the video? I want to show you something. Obuha oti baby, na gates wo gates ni nyina no. Sebio gates no yen kataso. Now, oni sika oduba ko tiama zoom la be fa the baller. Ain't that is an enticement. That is something that is easy for them. So they will wait at night. Ain't Obia koda no abe wuro ball and to go to them. Simple. And our system is made in such a way it makes people very confident. It's convenient for people not to respect to say say in America, it is very difficult for you to just walk out and say get away the ho mamento ball and gum. You don't see that. It will be difficult for you to just walk out of your room and say, you know something, me the ball. They have set the system up in such a way, it will be difficult for you to even just throw trash outside. We don't have that luxury in Ghana. Most of the drainages in Ghana are open drainages. Most of the gutters in Ghana are open gutters. Entize. Oboha owo Oton emo jom, oton eye kose o baby, oton dokno baby, oton opon you be no prane ball nyina. Gata na dan the store anim no. Ya nkata so enti joy and say wo hwegu gata nim. But if the gutter is covered, most of the gutters are covered. Ye nya sa kind of edian suban no. Enti your system no also entices us. It encourages us to be dirty, to feel like we can throw trash out without anybody noticing us. And it is happening in Ghana every single day, every part of Ghana. Now, what we need to do is, at this point, I try BBA Ghana near where Jimmy or you fine NTS, and that is what the whites do. So I'm gonna try to solve a problem. Be now almost a problem. No, nipa no, and to mean sa, and to mean so and solve a problem. Now they convert the problem into a solution. Now what they do then they say, sad problem now almost struggle so on fight, you know. They make it in such a way say nipa na almost cause a problem, no. They will start to find ways, and nipa na will find ways to see the problem as a solution. And that is what we need to do now. What we need to do now is that we need to invest in recycling plants, and then the government needs to start buying trash. Now, when we start to buy trash, now people will begin to save trash. People will begin to take trash to where they have to be, because some of the trash polythene bag kesiye ba akukọ now we recycle minim say bottles nkwa me kwa na me koton menya 2 cedis. At least people will be forced to sell the trash to the government. People will be forced to sell perishables and not trash decomposing to the government, because they can turn it into something else, fertilizer or something to help. We need to convert this problem into a solution, because the honest truth is nobody can solve trash problems in Ghana. Nobody can solve these flooding problems in Accra, in Kumasi, in Western region. Nobody. The only way we can stop this is to convert this problem into a solution. Let us start buying trash. We can only buy trash when we invest in multi-million-dollar recycled plants. And let us have a recycling plant, about one bigger one in each region. There was 16. There was one big one in each region. Now, people will see the need to sell their trash. People will now be sorting their trash at home. People will see, say, Sabio neba eco school be ebia oko saito uko school and the bottles bags me and says here okwa ton najisa sikaniko school. That is how you build a nation. That is how you convert the people. But you see, when we sit in Ghana and say nipa be fin na ene omakasa na omoja idea, forget. Now if we are able to solve that problem by converting the problem into a solution, then we tackle the housing issue, the waterway, people now have to face jail term. Inti who so be a sidan na a block it na a yiru ha ya 10 years. Obia ko sidan obe check say a blocking so and blocking so. So we need to take these things Seriously, we need to be smart. It's not the grammar. Ya can bro for TV sunyina and the menoka say obi to ball egu akaneshi. But sa ball na ekuta no. So nim so okoton ema ban no benya 10 Ghana on tungu ball lem. That person would take the baller to the nearest sales point and sell the baller and take money to go chop. So we need to convert the problem into a solution. The fooling, the grammar, the policy, we are naturally stupid. We are naturally foolish because your system has been built in such a way that it encourages us to be dirty. That is it. So you start now buying a beer recycling companies or chrome ha. Now you're a top baller. You will go to marketplace. You will not see trash on the floor. That is what we do. That is where we need to get. Because at this point, I'm telling you, nothing can save this problem. It's going to get worse. It is going to get worse. And no government. And so that's what I'm suggesting to this government. That is the only solution. Bring in recycling companies. Every region should have at least 2 or 3 major recycling companies. Secondly, let us start buying trash. Now, let us buy it from the people. My man for who say, if you know, they will gather it and bring it to you. But before you buy the trash, you need to have the recycling plant ready. Government should invest. We can start a prototype or we can start a pilot, whatever you call it. We can start it from Accra. Let us get about 6 plants in Accra. And then government starts the pilot from Accra. Say, government buys trash. You will see what will happen. It's another form of creating of employment for people. Another form of making people get some revenue. This is what we need to do as a people. Because you see, our system, the way it is made, the way it is built, the way it was started from scratch, we cannot. Mami can show. About 90% of our neighborhoods and communities, it is in a waterway. Most of it. Do you know, sir, the Gamanche, his father, or one of the people who started drawing the sewage system in Accra? Do you know? Go and ask him. The Gamanche, ne papa, or the first person in Accra, or started to draw the sewage system in Accra, how water waste, how we are going to have gutters laid. So that Accra, and at a point, that thing was collapsed by some politicians. So we need to understand, say, we'll know. But if we don't tackle the problem and try to find solutions around the problem, like I say, you better not TV so, you better not TV3, you better not Joy News, you better discuss it. It's a waste of time. Eh? They don't listen to that nonsense from you because or make it trash now or a way to dispose of it. They don't care what you are saying on TV. Say, or your ball now or per crime bisuma ball and everything in chain. Intigata dawa or the batum. You cannot sit in Accra, you cannot sit on TV and make it look like, you know what, bro, for now, what can I best say? Nipa na oti santasino, the oti aunaga janshino, se gata ne daho, na ye bieso, na insu ofema. Nobody can stop that person from dropping trash. You cannot. Our system is built in such a way here. It encourages us to be dirty, and it's a fact. And it's not. Ya betena brochia enkwasiade ye no Ghana ye ntumi nya no enti na betena brochia ye ntumi ento ball and good because upie fra brochia. The honest truth is unya baby anfa ball and ngu upie fra brochia upie free with them unya baby anfa ball and ngu. Even the most dirtiest place in America, New York City, even though there's a lot of trash on the streets, you can see say it takes you need to have that deliberate mind to say, oh, the baller could see a dime be home. Yeah. It is not easy. Let us not sit on TV and every day be speaking grammar and making it look like, say, and I will plead with the president. This is the time we need to start buying trash from the people. But before that, let us do what? Let us first invest in recycling plants. It is very important at this point because we are losing so much money by just sitting idle and watching this nonsense go on. So you see what's happening in Ghana? Nipa no kipi bola no. Nom de gu bottom ne a good dining chain. Omo chairman su ato. In so tired they release it. Do you blame them? No. I don't blame them because the opportunity no den waba. In so ne to e yiri ko. into bed or the ball and the begum, but as a ball and can give them money. Clearly, onto ball and in because at least the Bible school watch now, Sabol and the Kwan, the Bible 5 cities they school. So they are not going to just throw it away. We are going to that point where we have to start thinking and stop speaking stupid English. We have to start thinking and stop speaking stupid English. The stupid English now, TV so can it will not change anything. So stupid English now, most of them got joy news. Now got na now more cabrofo, where were PhD, where go school ha, a Jimmy for school amuko enina yet ball him to say moi. Ya omu PhD is Ghana. Ya omu dian for Ghana. Omu no kuta certificate to Ghana nyina. And so ya Jimmy say moi. Ya Jimmy to say moi. We have to stop there. Ya TV to speak English for somebody to think say I've learned somebody's language. I'm intelligent. Nipa dodo omu kabro for Ghana omu Jimmy. I'm telling you, they just recite. It is some pamphlets they read. They cannot practically think. This is not about PhD. This is something simple we all need to understand. Let's get the recycling companies in here. If we are going to give them 100% tax-free operation, give it to them. You need a plan. We have a strategy. We want to make sure in the next 10 years, Ghana is filth-free. That is what we have to do. Okay, how do we do it? Okay, now let's go out. Let us bring Chinese companies who are willing and legitimate companies, German companies, Dutch companies, recycling plant companies. Let us flood the system with recycling plants. Now, what we tell them is they only have to pay their bills. And then taxes, they are going to have 5 years of no tax. What they are going to do is that the government is going to buy the trash through them. So that trash now abano eto ede every omohono. What is going to happen is any omo taxes no mutiamaye. Until every trash be abano ebemo matono, they have to pay a percentage to the government. So within 5 years, 7, 8 years, you will see say your people, the attitude will change. Now the people will be happy to sell their trash. Now they will start to learn the culture of selling trash to the government. That is what you do. Because if you have every community and you have a place that people can bring their trash, and then you have trash cars coming in every 24 hours to pick the trash up, you will never have any local place or locality or community being flooded with trash. People are buying it. People are taking it away. That is how you build a nation. But you're trying to say, you're to Ghana for full. Ghana for best son. Ghana for the ball. So today it is more expensive to get rid of your trash than to make trash in Ghana. As we speak today, in Kwasia from the TV so TV so say we know we can speak English. They are stupid people. Majority of them, their wives throw the trash on the streets. Now it is more expensive to get rid of trash in Ghana than to do what? To make trash, because right now, you need to pay 200 Ghana, 300 Ghana, 400 Ghana. Some people are taking as much as 500 Ghana. Where are you going to get that money? Where are you going to get that money? So getting rid of the trash has become more expensive. So why don't we make it more easy? Why don't we make it less expensive? Why don't we make it profitable for the citizenry? Need to be a changing of attitude. Because you see, when you go to Asia, you go to America and Europe, they have strategies that are already changing the attitude of people. America at the point, America at the point, America at the point, now amount for air baller, but they sat down to create that idea, that vision, say we need to make it work, and they made it work. So why can't we do that? Yeah, Jimmy, bro, where a doctor, where a lawyer, where a professor, professor, or near another good robin, not that to ball, and then I go here, yeah, Jimmy. Bring the companies in. And I've seen, say, the trade minister is going to China to bring investors. Madam Trade Minister, with all due respect, you've been working so hard. Meet recycling companies in China. That should be a priority. Madam Trade Minister, you are working so hard. I really applaud you. The work you are doing so far, you have proved, say, oh, you'll be able to right now. Companies are trooping into Ghana because of the way you are able to liaise. You are able to sell Ghana. The way the economy is doing well, so many companies are coming in. I have heard you are in China. Madam Trade Minister, meet recycling companies. Give them good deal. This flood issue and trash problem is a national security problem. Give them good deals. There are companies in Ghana, they are not paying taxes for years. They have not been paying tax like 10 years. Bring these people in and tell them not to pay tax. Then give ourselves 10 years. We will get rid of the trash. The city, the nation will be clean. Because these recycling companies, when they come, you need to sign companies, deal with them, that they have to make sure 90% of their workers are Ghanaians. Ghanaians, they can train. So when they come in, sir, contracts now more signing on. The woman in say they need to pick Ghanaian engineers. They need to pick young people who are willing to work in their factories. Then and then they negate a taxes in free hall. So they need to at the end of the train young Ghanaians in that field. And bring them home. Bring the recycling companies home. Let them come and establish, and then we come and make a law and start to buy trash. Let us start buying trash. We have investors who can just come and say, we will buy the trash. We will take 30% of the money, 70% to government, or 70% of the money, 30% to the government, and then we will give it to the company, the factories. That is how to do it. You can have independent investors who will be willing to buy the trash. And government does not have to even take a dime to buy those trash. We can have investors who come in to buy the trash and then sell the trash to the recycling companies. And then government at the end of the day can strike a deal with those people buying the trash. They will have to pay a portion of that money to the government. We need to think here, Jimmy Dodo. Professor Ghana na Professor Onia Bontini. Professor Onia Bontini, PhD, dear doctor Onia Bontini, dear lawyer Onia Bontini, Jimmy Fuonkwa, 90% of them. They can't just think practically. I don't get it. These are simple things we can do as a people. From 1992, and yet bini ho, yet bola ho, and yet Johnson, and a Debiana and so bani a Timni, Jimmy na yentumini. But I trust this government. I believe in this government. And I believe in this president, a very, very intelligent man. Minim say he will take some decisions about this problem. Masa, Obi Abekacho say Ghana for Ibeja Ebola ya obwa. Na men can't show it's a fact. So Obi Kacha will say, Yebeja Ebola ya Ghana obwa. Yen to minja Ebola ye because your system no is made to make bola. Sorry, your system net here. Your system no, it is built to make bola. Today in Ghana, it is expensive to get rid of bola than to keep bola. So Obeka say, let us bring in the recycling companies. Let us start buying the trash from Ghanaians. They will, at a point, they will get to know, say, I was say bola no yetong. Into a commodity, a one market, a bedroom pempen, so the people will invest in bola. There will be competition in the system. People will now be giving better prices for buying bola. That is what we need. Yeah, Jimmy.